All right, testing. Everybody talk, please.
Hello.
Ah! All right. Oh God, that's all right. All right. Recording. Okay, so what I said is I was going to do a brief little. There's two introductions. There's going to be the first introduction, and then pause for character creation, then the other introduction. Okay, so for. I don't know why all these are still open. Don't save. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right.
Oops, sorry. You can put your foot up there.
All right. This file is called "The Story" so far, but it doesn't really matter. All right. A long time ago, the world of Haven was at war. Many stories were told of the fantastic battles that were had. Some are true, most are not. All anyone really knows is that there was a great war that changed Haven. A great war between all the inhabitants of Haven. The giants seek to take over all of the world. Everyone sought to fight them back. Many people on both sides died. But if it looks like I pause, I'm changing my wording, what I wrote down. But it looked like the fight would go on for many more years, until the greatest craftsmen and alchemists from each race banded together to create a weapon. An artifact of untold might and magic power. With it, they could stop the giants and finally turn the tide of the war. The Golden Axe.
Really?
The rest is legend. With the Golden Axe, even the mightiest giants were defeated and beaten back. They were all almost wiped out when they were beaten back to the northern lands. Only two small tribes remained. One that fled to the northeast, and one that fled further north. Over time, the legend has been lost to time. Just a myth, really. All anyone remembers of the giants is what they see now. One or two every now and then. A lot of people go their whole lives without seeing a giant. The Golden Axe, just another tall tale that's been passed down from generation to generation. Okay, so Justin now knows what might be coming.
Yep.
So
A golden axe.
I got some stuff. This is to help. Maybe mine is like Sean asked before, narrative style. There's not going to be a map. I'm just going to paint a picture. But this actually works good now because we're pressed for time.
So as far as like the positioning of your character, whatever, just ask him like how far away something is.
Okay.
Jordan's really good about laying it.
So I have character binders. for everyone.
Portfolios?
Oh yeah. Oh, and
I
by
feel
the
like I'm
way,
going to a job interview.
there is. And look, I got some nice pencils for everyone. And if you're feeling like working or being lazy, sharpener, electric sharpener, regular sharpener. All right, and this is mine.
I haven't masturbated, so I'm gonna get the regular sharpener.
Okay, so
I need to keep my arm in good health.
I have 5. Yeah, you can put that up. Pretty
You get a new cool pencil
Yes. But my
with black erasers.
good. We'll wait till he puts his stuff up.
Do I need a dice still, right?
We'll see. Just put your stuff up, please. $30. Awesome. Okay. So, we're almost ready. So I have 5 character binders that people can choose from. So, just to let you know, we have a couple people in here which you could consider like either the one that's going to be actually tanking or that can take some hits. There's some Jack, like someone that's supposed to be up in it, like just tearing shit up. There's people that are roguish or just a little bit more light on their feet. Also, there's magic in this game is very powerful, but you don't get it very often. For instance, but you can do some cool things with it. For instance, it's not even just attack magic. Like one of them, for instance, like let's say enemies, like you're in a cave. I don't know if this is going to come up, but you're in a cave. Enemies are coming at you, but they're wielding torches. One can literally go, and those torches erupt with more flame and just could burn them. So it could be something like that. So we have ignore my awesome Microsoft Paint thing. We have Gilius Thunderhead the soldier. He is a dwarf. He's one of the tanks. We have Krager the uncaged. He is a half giant. We have, this is self-explanatory, Tyris Flare the bandit queen. We have, and this one's another one that's pretty much self-explanatory, Ax-Battler the Barbarian. That is his full name. And Cronos Evil Lait the Cursed. He is a panther warrior. So we have a human female warrior. We have a panther warrior. We have a human male warrior. We have a half giant male, and also a dwarven male.
Which one's the rogue?
There's
Might be the Panther.
By the way, Justin, like y'all can choose amongst yourselves, like pick amongst yourselves, kind of like talk. But Justin gets first pick.
Justin knows what all these characters can do.
Yeah. So,
You made them very similar, right?
as much as I could. All right. So-
Magic-wise, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yellow and black granite
Think about this.
dice. Huh?
I got
That is for Krager. We've got Lava Swirl for Tyris Flare. We've got Wild Forest, which could be for Cronos. I couldn't decide on him, so he's got 2 dice to choose from. The black opaque with red font is the Dungeon Master's dice. We have Storm Cloud, which is Gilius Thunderhead. And maybe I did. Oh, sorry, Dirty Earth. That's Krager. Not bad. This is somebody else. And we have Frosted Blue Granite. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5's in your hand.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. That's Tyris. That's Krager. Oh, this is Ax-Battler. So, just to kind of fill in some gaps.
Arnie,
The,
I know who you're going to want to be.
all right, so
Probably.
Gilius Thunderhead. It's obviously got thunder magic, but y'all can look through. There's some explanation. Nothing in here is any spoilers. This is all y'all can look at, and I've got scratch paper y'all can look at. At the very end, for those that are inclined, there is a blank piece of paper to draw this character sketch if you want to. That's what he likes to do. Bless you.
I'll draw a little stick figure.
But yeah, there's also one thing I need to explain too. So this is your normal character sheet, but I've got other stuff. So there's extra stuff like these are combos. So combo system I created, which it has set of moves and stuff. It's high risk, high reward. There is something that I came up with called Battle Focus, which you can use actually with this too. But basically, while you're in the middle of a combo, someone can break it. So, but you can also not, prevent them from doing that.
So, are the characters are preset then? Like
I
their
have
stats already made?
all the stats are made.
Yeah, okay.
And then you also have your magic back here. It's divvied up between damage and manipulation. The last spell is very powerful. You can actually choose. It has this preset, and I can help y'all with this. But you can choose at the end whether you want to go the damage route or manipulation route on the last spell. Like, for instance, this one's pretty cool. Cronos, the Panther Warrior. Most of his stuff is like manipulation. He's a hunter. He's all about trying to mess with the enemy as much as possible to gain the edge, right? But his last spell, it brings in the fog, like this heavy fog, where the enemy is actually like, okay, this isn't natural. But then they start hearing, they see a couple eyes. There's some wolves in there, some spectral wolves. You go manipulation, they start getting afraid, scared. So they could be fighting each other. Like, they're like, I don't know what's going on. The fog is real thick. I'm fucked up. You know, this is terrifying. But if you go the damage route, you can actually, based upon how high you roll, summon more of those wolves to fight with you. And that's just an example. So,
Give me the red folder.
let's see Amazon. Does anyone have anyone in particular they want to look at real quick?
Remember the roguish character?
He picked the dwarf. Oh, he's looking at the dwarf. You can look at him. That's the other one that's kind of roguish. Is her. Yeah, just take y'all's time looking at it. Oh, I also picked up this guy right here. Yeah, little dice insert.
Nice.
What is that? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was supposed to have another dice set that I did a Kickstarter for, and it's not done.
What's manipulation used for? What's manipulation used for?
Typically, like manipulating people, but you can also. It's
Those are kind of like silver tongue.
yes, but it can also be used in certain skills if you have them, which I don't think at this point we won't have any, because I think. I think I still did. It may be used in the manipulation magic.
Mana manipulation?
The mana manipulation is your pool, is another pool to help you with casting your spells. That's something I added. That stalwart warrior mana manipulation that just buffs your pools. These guys are badass. That's something they got over time. Yeah. This doesn't look like it's bleeding. Oh, yeah, it does fit. I guess that's the detail. That didn't look like it fit very well. I bought the deal.
Okay, so when it says like roll dexterity plus brawl, it means I roll a die, then I add my dexterity and my brawl to it.
Oh, did that make yours dexterity?
Well, there's one combo. That uses
Okay,
it.
yeah. I made him.
Dexterity and brawl are pretty high.
Yeah, I made him. What you normally get with merits, like some of your merits you could get, you get something called fighting finesse,
Which one
is
did you grab?
where you could do
The dwarf.
instead of strength, you could do dexterity.
Mm.
But him, I'm making it like a racial thing.
Mm.
It's his claws. He's quick with it.
Is that the one you want to be, or you want to get someone
I'm
else?
looking. Can I see the green one?
This is Cragger, I believe.
As long as someone else picks this one, I'm down to play it.
But yeah,
This
just
is
keep
the
passing it around so they can see it.
Hold on.
Because I think everybody's pretty cool in their own
That's
way.
the one- this
I
is
tried to
one I
make
wanted
them
to see.
pretty unique. And y'all don't have to read the backstory. I can just do that. It's at the very end. Y'all can read the backstory later if you want. Unfortunately, the only folder that's got a little thing where you can slide in the front is the black folder. So whoever has that folder, they can.
Oh wait, maybe I did do it wrong.
You wanted Cragger? Cragger's here.
Well, you get to look at that.
Ooh, spiked cestus.
I will just let you know he actually will not start with that yet, but
I think he's one of the strongest characters.
he'll be interesting. But yeah, that's eventually when he'll get that brief. Oh, and one of the things that Cragger, this guy, one of the things that helps him negate damage, like if some enemies comboing him, his break action, he just shrugs that shit off and just grapples them. And he's really good in strength and brawl.
That you fucked up.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to give him one like that.
So where are these numbers next to the magic thing?
That's how much. This is the spell level. Yeah, unfortunately, a couple of these I forgot to put in the description of what these were, but other people have it. This is the spell level, and this is how much mana you can. Which you can also use potions. If you there's also something like a.
I want to do this one next. These
Yeah.
are my two favorite characters.
The mana, it's something that's always constantly changing. So, after every scene, I'm gonna roll a dice, and that one's gonna just be a D8. So, let's say it lands on the Earth magic, like Cragger. So, for however many successes you roll on that, that's how many scenes he'll get one mana every scene. And then after that's over, his magic gets to roll. It has to roll twice for him to start getting magic again. So like the first time it's like, okay, that way we're not just playing, okay, like your character, you're getting magic, and then we roll again, and all of a sudden it's your character again. It's like. I kind of base that off of like a simple thing for Warhammer, because Warhammer has the whole winds of magic. Magic's very fickle. This one I made it where it's fickle but not fuck you over. Okay, you don't need to see this one anymore, right? I'm just making sure everyone sees everyone.
I think I know what the other one would be.
Jesse, have you seen this guy yet?
No, I've only seen this one.
Okay. You want to see this one?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be her. But yeah, probably her. It was going to be between them two. It's because I already know who the characters are. That's why.
Do you want to see this one?
Sure. If no one picks this, I want to be this one.
The opportunity strikes.
Right, Jordan is like she's like the balanced, right?
No. He is.
Do you want to look?
I don't want to be him.
He has his he's played. It's based off of a video game. He's played the game before, and he likes these two characters.
If no one picks this, I want to do this one.
Yeah, they're drastically different, but they're my two favorite
Yeah, I'm
characters.
leaning towards what's his name? Cronos.
Yeah, this one.
That's the Panther, right?
Yes.
I figured you'd like that.
But yeah, but don't let that like influence you. If for some reason y'all both want to play a character, y'all can talk it out. That's fine.
Fight it out. Whoop your asses.
We'll roll for
I was
him.
about to say you could
There
roll
we
for
go.
him.
Huh?
Huh?
I was about to say you could roll for him.
Yeah.
Justin just doesn't want to see us take our shirts off. He's afraid he's gonna get excited.
I tried to. There was a couple things I forgot, like a little double axe symbol that I had drawn in there. I forgot it on a couple pages, and one of the title ones I accidentally have it flipped the opposite way, but I did what I could.
You fucked up.
Also, like I said, I have notebook paper that whenever y'all choose y'all's person, give everybody a bunch of it.
What's up with the team ups?
Oh, so
Like two
magic.
attacks.
Yeah, magic. So I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. I have some examples on the barbarian guy right here.
Do you think we can make up our own? Like combo spells?
Yeah. I gave some examples, like for instance, wind tunnel. So you got the fog from the panther dude, and you've got the barbarian dude throwing wind magic around. You do some crazy shit with that. Rock fall. That's someone. Dust devil team up with Cragger, so you're gonna be throwing up like sand and shit. So blinding people and stuff like that. There's also
Yeah.
with the fire bitch. There's like you could really start some shit with the wind and fire. You know how that goes. Now, if we start talking more than two, then we're gonna have to buckle down on how things work. But
No.
with the team ups
All
go,
team up.
y'all are both using your magic, you know. And what level of magic you use on your stuff, and which of course uses more magic, we can figure out what to do. But it's going to be like an organic thing. So just because y'all have a set one thing you want to do on that team up doesn't mean that it always does that. You can change. You can always change it to an extent. Like Justin was a little bit of inspiration with this with the Dragoon, because Justin had us creating our magic at the beginning. I thought that was kind of cool. So what y'all are seeing now, all that extra stuff, like the combos and the magic and stuff, if y'all are interested, whenever we actually get to the part when this little small-ish section is over, and y'all want to create characters, that could be something y'all could essentially do, is create your own magic. Whatever element you decide to want to be, you can create that magic. I'm yelling at this like it's not. Like that's the microphone. Hello! That's bad. It said pro, but I was making sure it was coming out of there. It was like, stop it. It's like. You're hot? I mean, cold? Oh, you're turning lights on? Yeah. Sorry, Ginger, please ignore my elementary drawings. Also, and I could talk about like there's some extra stuff that I think is in people's stuff, but like the barbarian dude, he lives in combat, so he's got bonuses to like combos and breaking other people's combos. That's one of his things. While the dwarf is really tough and the fucking giant's a beast, so but everyone has like their own unique thing too. That's not actually just stat wise, and that's put under the merit thing. And I just added it as I titled it something that gives them those things. So
It's like small little physical traits that don't.
stuff like that, like the what do they do for the giant?
Something. He's in the green one.
Debating between these two.
The giant and the barbarian.
If I do the giant, I'm gonna do a dumb voice.
I'm totally down for that.
But this one, I'll do more of that
If you
Viking
read
voice.
his
you've heard.
background, maybe reading the backgrounds will help you
observe
decide.
him.
If I did this, I'd do more of that Viking voice you've heard me do.
I would read the backgrounds then. If you're
The back page.
if you're split, read the backgrounds of both those characters. That might help you.
I like the idea of doing dual wielding axes.
Yep, and he has like some axes that you can
Throw.
attack with and also throw, and he's got 4 throwing axes on him. The dwarf, he's got a combat crossbow.
I saw that.
It depends. Tyris, I made interesting. I was like, she either has 2 hand crossbows or a longbow. You can only pick one whenever it comes time to do it. Cronos does not have a range weapon.
But
I
he's
buffed.
acrobatic.
Yeah, I buffed his stats. I basically took away what could have been in
I
fire.
think he just did that because of.
What's his name?
Gilius.
I'll just drop away from.
Interesting.
You also, if you are in a combo,
Where'd it
one
go?
of the things that you can do.
These two are
what it
friends.
does is you
Oh,
attack
cool.
and you jump.
Yeah, baby.
What happened?
I was reading the backstory, found out these two are friends.
Yep. They jumps away, and then you can do a jumping attack on the enemy, which I can get into those later too. He has a buff to running and pouncing.
Yeah, +2 running and jumping.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly? +2 to the hit or +2 damage?
Plus 2 hands. Which damage and hit on this is only 1 dice. No
It
more.
doesn't mention it in my story.
Yeah. Reading
There's
my,
another game called
very end.
where it's like
Like the last
you
3 or 4
subtract
sentences.
The defender's dice, and that's what the damage into game.
Something. It's actually exactly.
I like that. I like that way of
The
doing it.
damage is the difference in successes.
So it's quite literally the more accurate you are, aka the higher you roll, the more damage you do.
I think I'm leaning more towards the Barbarian.
And
This would be a funnier one for me to run, but I will really. That opportunity doesn't come up often to do dual wielding like that.
Oh yeah, it really fits what you like to do.
and the more defense you have, like the more damage.
These are my
reduction.
favorite, and it was hard to choose.
When I say tank, that dwarf is tank.
I might pick him because all my other players and all the other games, I'm really squishy.
Well, it's good to branch out and try different things, see what you like.
Yeah, that too.
Is there any others that you're looking
The
at?
character I ever made, he was up close, tanky fighter.
So Justin, you're leaning towards her.
I am going to be here.
Okay.
There's a seed.
Here,
I left the seeds on some of them. To kind of help beef up the spice.
Thank you.
everyone gets one. I want to save.
I'll give you a seed.
That recorded it, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it did.
Dang it.
Yeah, this is also my my little cheat sheet.
So I'm
I
an
have all
old
the stuff
dwarf.
I need. Oh, this is a nice big one. This is my big one.
Nice.
I like that. I think we're all set.
Yep.
All right, so you've
Being the
decided.
Yep.
Jesse, you've
Dwarf.
decided. Oh, by the way, did y'all get the sharpeners?
Yeah, we got sharpeners.
My pencil's already sharpened.
Oh,
I sharpened mine more.
Yeah, you might.
Lazy.
Everybody's lazy. I got batteries for that this morning for that very purpose. Justin, hold it. Grip it like your dick.
Oh yeah, grip it like Ginger's dick.
Okay. Okay, this is for any notes or inventory, whatever y'all are gonna do. I
will
had
take
specific inventory sheets I was gonna do, but I ran out of time and paper.
I will definitely take a couple of sheets.
I'm gonna take more than a couple.
Take 'em all.
Yeah. Hey, I got a binder.
So, are you going to be holding on to these, or can we bring them?
If whatever works for you.
And this blank one is for the drawing if you want to draw something?
Yes, I would have more because I literally was gonna do a butt ton of combat stance, this stance, because I know how you are.
Ooh, I like buttons.
But yeah, no, they're for you to hold on to. If you want, I can hold on to the dice. That's up to y'all, so that way they all stay together. But that's up to y'all.
Jesse.
They do come with their own dice bags.
Alright, hand me mine.
All right,
Just
so, yeah,
shaking
you-
his head no.
You have that one. Who is Gilius, the dwarf?
Me.
Here's your Stormcloud dice. I thought those were probably the coolest.
Oh, they
They look
are.
nice. No one was Cragger?
No.
No.
Okay.
It was
Look at that,
close.
Sean.
It
Damn,
was
I wrote
close.
like the most story for him.
You did too.
It was nice.
That is wicked looking.
Okay.
These are what I was debating between these two.
Yeah,
Ax.
me too.
You get the other pretty cool dice.
Ooh, let me see.
What's that one called? It's on the back.
Something forest.
Wild Force.
Yeah. I was like, Wild Force, that's fucking Cronos.
I like these. I'm assuming you chose for the wind magic.
Yes.
It was hard. I was choosing between 3 for him. Gilius was like that. Her, I chose between 2, and I chose 1. I was like, oh, that's good. And then I went down and saw the lava.
Those are cool.
Yeah. I like the white in there for the lightning. Easy roller dice.
Easy rest over here. Yeah, I spent over $100 on all of these, plus this. They all come with dice bags and everything.
It's like a little coin pouch.
Yeah.
Ooh, the inside of my bag's gold.
Is it? Oh shit, it is.
Look at you. You just barely started. You got like 3 different sets already.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Blue.
Yeah, borrowed set. Oh, yours is blue?
Yeah.
Oh, I
What's
guess
yours?
because of the dice.
Mine's gold too.
Yeah.
What's
I'm cool
yours?
with blue. I like the blue.
Blue.
2 gold, 2 blue.
3 gold.
3 gold.
You want, let me look and see what what's his name is.
Where'd you
Cracker.
Cragger. His is probably gold. Ought to be silver. That's why I said I was telling Justin to put his stuff up. His is also gold, but I like his dice too. It looks dumb like his. I liked his backstory though, Cragger. It was like he was a teenager, and it took a group of 10 people to fucking capture him. That was awesome. Okay.
I mean, I was always him, but Joey was the Panther Warrior.
I was Cronos. Yeah. If I hadn't have mentioned Cronos first, Justin would have been like, who the fuck are the other 2 characters? Alright.
No, I knew who it was once you started saying it.
Okay. Alright, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Glass paper, dice, characters. Oh, before I get to the story, is there any questions on the system or anything?
A lot. No, that Dawson has to go.
As far as like homebrew stuff, the combos, the more it's especially going to be apparent with this guy. The more you like break the combos, like if they try to, you're attacking and they fucking try to break your combo and you just power through, you're going to get an advantage over them. So that's another +1. The more you're attacking them, so you're going to fuck them up. and he already gets that +2 when he's doing combos and breaks. Battle focus. I actually didn't talk about that yet. That's near your willpower. I wrote it that again. So willpower. That is your thing to kind of resist mental effects. Also, kind of just get you through your day. If it's real low, you're gonna be like just sitting still all day.
Where is it?
Well, it's near your willpower.
Battle focus?
Yes.
I have not.
I probably wrote
either.
right to the right of battle focus. Did I not write?
There's
I just have squares.
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Fill it in how you want.
I have 8.
Fill it in how I want.
Yeah, there's
What?
5.
Is that
You can
100?
use all 5.
It's 100. The double
Alright, so
zero.
there's 5 squares.
Okay.
Alright, so for battle focus, you have 5. We can use counters or you can just mark it however you want. So, one of the things you can do, and y'all too would know this, one thing you can do with willpower, I'm going to let you do also with battle focus and it can stack, is whenever you go to attack, if you're going to want to buckle down on it, you're like, I want to use a willpower. That adds +3 to your roll. I'm going to also let y'all, if y'all want to, use a battle focus, and I'll also add another +3. But another thing, so that's +6. But your willpower will go away, and one of your battle focus will go away. Also, battle focus is really powerful in combos. So, if you're that's one thing where if you're like, especially this guy, he's committed. If he's committed to doing combos, watch the battle focus, how much you have. If somebody's trying to do a break action to break your combo, and you hadn't been rolling good lately, you could literally spend one of your battle focus and just say fuck you and keep going. So he can't break your combo, but you use the battle focus.
When does it restore?
That's going to restore during sleep. I haven't decided yet.
I don't have any.
Well, I'm saying right now you have 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't fill it in.
Just
I
fill
was
it in.
just letting y'all for those because it didn't affect y'all stats. I X'd out the other ones. Just you can use counters or you can just mark it how you want. Keep track of it how you want. And also this binder, you can put it in whatever order you want. That's why I did it this way.
I like the order too.
Yeah. I made sure to do it where the stuff besides the beginning, the stuff you need the most, the character sheets in the front, you need that the most. Then your combos, that's where your attack. Magic, you're not going to use as much as in the back and the story.
So the dice mod on the class is +2 L. What's the L?
L is lethal.
Oh.
So there's 3 levels. That's a good question. There's 3 levels of damage. Y'all two need to know this. So let's say you're hitting with a staff or your fist. You're only going to do what's called bashing damage. So it's like bruising damage. So Jesse, if you look at your health track, and it says 12, 13, 11, whatever it says, that's filled in. So the way the damage gets tracked is,
I don't like how much health he has.
well, don't worry about
Okay.
it. It gets tracked. Bashing is only like a little line that goes through. So if someone is just, let's say you're beating the hell out of somebody, you have a hammer, which is also
Bashing. Yeah.
So you're just, and your shield. There's a couple times where I think you can hit people with your shield.
Some of
That's
them
also
is, yeah.
bashing. So you're hitting. That's just bashing damage. But if you fill up their health track, it's going to go back and just start doing lethal. Because once you start hitting people enough, they're going to start drawing blood. And now if it fills up all the way with bashing, then lethal, then it goes to aggravated damage. Now, the only things that typically do aggravated damage, I didn't do that with your magic, but stuff like fire and like really bad weapons would do it. The stuff that like strips flesh from the bone, something like that.
Like a hook.
Yeah, something like that. But now, swords or axes and claws will do lethal damage. So that is slashing damage. So that draws blood. So that one's going to be it's the second one, right after back. But you fill that up, and then you start doing aggravated again. Yeah. It doesn't really upgrade, but you have to go less times before you. But
Start
typically, if they start getting, if any enemy starts getting in like aggravated damage, unless they're like for some reason a certain type of enemy or under control or undead, they are going to want to probably start fleeing or passing out. Humans, I say humans, but anything that's not like supernatural in this system, they typically they have to roll saves, but they roll stamina checks. They have to roll stamina check to stay awake because they lost a lot of blood. Depending on what happens, depending on the enemy too, I might be rolling stuff for them not to run away. That's how the damage works. Hopefully you get it down, but you don't have to get it down now, and I can help you. But and I don't mind answering questions. If you have a question, let me know.
I do have 2 more.
Go ahead.
On our health, I see I have an X under it. Is that damage already done to me, or is that supposed to be another health point?
It's up to you if you want to add it above your health bar, but that was me saying you had more than 12 health.
That's more health.
So
Because with these guys,
this.
I added the stalwart warrior, because like I said, these guys have been in it for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask
Oh,
before.
yeah,
Is
so
that
like, for instance, like the battle focus is just squares. So basically, if we want to use it, we just mark one of the squares off.
Yeah, that's why I said you count it however you want. If you need counters, and you just take them away,
Okay.
mark it however you want.
Alright, so basically, we all have a pool of 5.
Right now, yes. And mana manipulation. If the numbers are confusing you, what I did with the Star Warrior and the mana manipulation, I literally just went, okay, it's a pool of 10. Let's say Kragger. Because he's a big dude. He's half giant. I gave him 8 of the Stalwart Warrior to buff his health plus 8 more. That's why he had so much fucking health. He has more than you do. But he only had 2 mana manipulation, and that's your pool when you start. That's one of your things you use when you start using magic. But like you, for instance, yours isn't that bad, but your health pool's higher, but your magic pool's your at least for rolling is a little bit lower. But you would have the same amount of magic pool if you're getting potions and stuff. But that's what I did with that. And as far as
So he has 4 in Stalwart Warrior.
yeah, and I already added the health. But Ginger, yeah, like I said, if y'all want to add it here, y'all can, or y'all can even do y'all's in the scratch paper if y'all want to take. And that might be a good idea just to keep track of your health.
See, like
So
what I did
what
is I had an X
Warrior?
here,
Is it just more health?
so I
Yeah,
erased
that's
it
fine.
and
That's
did.
all it is. It's
I
another
put it
stat
here
that
in a
I
new
put
box.
to give y'all more health.
I
Because
got
y'all are, like I
4
said,
X's.
y'all are the fodder. Y'all are just gonna be tearing through.
You could on this side
But just keep in mind there
do
might
it
be
like
like
dash
mine.
health.
only have 3.
and do more,
Stalwart Warrior.
or leave it alone.
Yeah, but my manipulation is at 7. I don't know who else this is.
Mine is 6.
You're already too high. Yeah, I made the more frail you are, although he's pretty tanky. I gave him a lot of stamina because it's a fucking panther that can run, but it also affects your health, so he actually has decent health. Might be the same as the barbarian.
I think he has 1 or 2.
But yeah, anything else that y'all need to know now, you think?
Not that I can think of.
Alright, just make sure you have a D10 out.
I got it.
If I remember correctly, this is a D10, correct? This guy's 0 is supposed to be a 10.
Yeah.
Mine's got like 20 and 80.
That's not
But
it.
I'm pretty sure it's the
Get
10.
the
That's a percentile.
get the other one that's 1 through
Looks
10.
like
That's a
this.
percent dice.
It still would work, but it would be more confusing for you.
Nuh-uh. 80's 8. 77.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting mine out too.
Test rolls in.
if y'all are ready, I can start with the rest.
Yay!
Yeah.
I raised it and thought about the fan. Like, I'm gonna hit it.
Alright, so y'all remember everything that. Stop moving. What the fuck? So y'all remember what I talked about earlier with
Yes.
the world of Haven. Alright, now. The land of Uria. A peaceful land for a time was ravaged by war. Do you need some tea?
I do.
Did you bring me glass too?
Alright, I'm listening.
We'll take a mini break. Yeah, I had a little mini hole punch, like a one-handed hole punch. I was
it's
doing
in
that
there.
today. Yeah,
It's in the pencils.
I was doing that today. I didn't know if y'all heard me. I used a piece of notebook paper to line it up.
Let's just go. Where's this tangle spot?
You can sell. Oh, we're saving the silicone.
Check over his armpit.
Yeah.
It's a certain spot. What a look.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Give this to Ginger. Do you want? Sure.
He's got reds. Oh shit, he stole red. He's got reds.
Thank you.
Red is a character that he has.
That's his character on his own.
Okay.
My redneck lumberjack.
Oh,
He made him after me.
Thank you, Justin.
that's the game where
Is that a s-
my character and Ginger's characters are alphas, and Richard thinks his character is an alpha.
what, something? Oh, it is. The alligator's on land.
Oh, that's nice.
Where?
It's kind of straight back in that tree. You can kind of see the body. It looks like a log,
Huh.
but it's laying on the
Oh, I
leaves.
see it.
I think I see.
I'm gonna peek at it.
If you come right here, you can see it under that limb.
You happy with your choice?
I was really having a hard
See that
time
opening?
because I was going to do
And the
something funny
leaves
with
on
him.
the island.
I'm debating now what to do with that because there was a really cool part I was going to do. Now
Here, I'll go
me
poke him.
and
Oh,
the
they tweaking
things.
I think I see it.
Oh, you didn't want me to poke him?
I mean, so cool.
Ooh, there's another one in the water.
Oh, yeah. I see that one.
Ah.
Dang, just block it
See, I
off now.
think that snake and a turtle were right here fighting for like 10 minutes. I kept watching them.
That turtle ain't. I mean, that snake really ain't going to do nothing to the turtle.
Unless it gets in the head and it's a water moccasin.
Everywhere.
Or a foot.
It's in the water right there.
Where?
Right there. There's something poking out of the water.
That's a stick.
Is that a snake?
A stick.
Oh, stick.
Yeah, I got caught on it yesterday.
Alright. We good?
Yes.
Y'all done playing with me? Trying to tickle my butthole?
I haven't touched it yet. I'll touch it later. The land of Uria, a peaceful land, for a time was ravaged by war. For around 20 years ago, a man known as Magnus rose to power. Being fairly intelligent and charismatic, people loved Magnus at first. Until Magnus made a grab to rule over more than just his kingdom. He seeked to rule all of Uria. Soon people saw Magnus for who he really was, a tyrant. I'm looking at you because you call me a tyrant.
It's 'cause you are.
His bloodthirst started to show as he, with his now large contingent of knights, started invading all the villages and towns nearby, bringing them under his rule. There was some more fighting for years, but by then he had already made himself emperor. Magnus held most of Uria under an iron grip for years. He sent many expeditions out into the less traveled lands to see if there were any more riches to be had. Then one day, Emperor Magnus, with his bravest and toughest knights, left the capital one day on a long expedition. It wasn't surprising. Magnus himself was a very accomplished sword mage and could hold his own in the engagement. They headed out and were never heard from again. That was 10 years ago. For a time, Magnus's acolytes kept everything together. But without their leader, the empire soon fell to infighting. The infighting led to rebellion. And soon there wasn't much left of Magnus's once great kingdom. People had to pick up arms once Magnus's kingdom fell, where thieves and brigands started attacking the weaker settlements. Militias started to form in the town and more fortified settlements. Alright. Let's see.
Like my socks.
I do.
Alright. We're gonna do 1, 2. Wait. I'm gonna start on this end or this end. So, odd numbers, even numbers. I'll be nice to you. Odd numbers. OCD. So, if it lands on the odd number, we start with you. If it lands on even number, we start with you.
I always pick the best spot.
Odd number.
God damn it.
Sexy.
And you are Axe.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright, for just to kind of get into it, I'm gonna do his kind of go over his background a
Backstory.
little bit, yeah.
Alright.
Ax-Battler the Barbarian. A roaming warrior that lives off the land. He lost his home to a raid from the Zubaroka, a strong band of women bandits. Unfortunately, he got there too late, and there was nothing he could do. Everything was sacked, and many were left dead. Almost said undead. Left dead, including his family. He over time came upon Turtle Village. Axe Norman doesn't, but he's stuck around the area. So he was... Sorry, I meant to put this in, but I was distracted yesterday. He became a nomad for many years. Just hunting off the land and doing it, but...
It's in this one.
Yeah. I just missed it right there. Axe normally doesn't, but he stuck around the area after finding out they had a bandit problem. Don't like bandits. Axe brings by fish and meat he has hunted for gold and supplies. Over the last month, Axe has struck up a friendship with Gilius. They have sparred a couple times, but nothing serious, though Axe could easily see the old warrior's skill. Seeing him as a tough but kind dwarf. We'll see.
So, is Axe the half-giant?
Axe is the barbarian.
Where? What race is he?
Human.
He's just a human warrior.
The only ones that are different races is
This
your
guy
character
and
and
this
then
guy
the
over
character
there.
I almost picked.
Alright. So. He's woken up not too long ago. And finishing up your first meal of the day. Maybe you went fishing. Got a deer. And it's up to you.
Yeah.
How are you preparing it? Like,
it's already been done.
well, you already skinned it and everything. You're cooking it. I'm just saying, how are you preparing it?
I would be saving as much meat of it as I could. And I'd be working on chopping off the hindquarters and preparing a stew.
Save the pelt.
I like Jesse's stew.
Save the pelt.
And I wanted to save the pelt.
Okay. Did you cut it off? You already cut the pelt off? and everything?
Yes.
All right. Where'd you put it?
Went ahead and rolled it up and put it with the rest of my belongings.
So, by the way, you have like kind of a makeshift tent. Normally it's kind of just like a thing you can tear down, but since you've been kind of staying close to Turtle Village for a little while, it's a little bit more kind of a permanent dwelling you've got. It's nice, kind of a nice hide that you've been either picked up or cured yourself. You're pretty crafty. I made him crafty because he lives off the land, and he's also got probably one of y'all has the best survival, so there may be a competition there. But yeah, and you could put it in there. You've got you got a nice little fire going with some maybe you found some dry logs after you got the kindling going. So. Roll me a perception check. For your and Jesse's reference, perception is wits and composure, but he's rolling perception right now.
I still roll the D10, correct?
Just D10. The only thing I'm rolling, I think, different than y'all, is I'll be rolling a D8. Let's go. I'll look at that later.
And I also add the wits and composure.
Yes. What'd you get?
I got 5 plus 7, so 12.
So 2 successes. 8, and then 9, 10, 11. 2 successes. Yeah.
What did he roll? 4?
5. But I got, for my wits and composure, brought it up to 12.
What did you roll for?
Perception.
Perception. Okay, that's all I want.
Alright, so. Yeah, you've been. I thought so. That's not in here. So, you know, you're used to the morning sounds, and it's you've been up for a little bit. You know, you hunted and everything, so, and you're used to hearing what you normally hear, the sounds of like nature, the bugs, wildlife, whatever. You know, but over the crackling of the fire and everything, you start hearing a rustle.
I think he tenderized that meat before he
Does it... It seems out of the ordinary?
It makes you,
Uneased?
no, it gets you, woken up. You were concentrating on that, now you're concentrating on this.
Okay. What's my surroundings look like? Is it pretty close to me, or?
Right now, you're seeing the woods, but it sounded like it was coming in the direction kind of not behind you, more like almost in front of you, but it's kind of coming like it would be
Some rustling.
yeah, it would be coming towards you if it was moving in your direction.
Is there anything I could crouch and look around to kind of
There is
observe?
a tree.
I'd like to do
There's a
that.
big
Try
tree.
to observe.
You're surrounded by trees, but there's a big tree in front of you.
Get a better vantage point.
No, I want to get behind the tree and just observe and see if I can see what's coming.
All right, and you, so you had rolled 2 perception. So with that 2 perception, roll me a stealth check real quick. That's going to be Dex and Stealth.
And I cannot remember. It's a -1 if you don't have a point, right?
Yeah, if it's unless it's mental, and that's -3. But that's not mental.
1 success.
Okay. Well, it's not. When you go to sneak up to the tree, you don't hear like normally with rustling, something like that. When you're hunting something like wildlife, you know that when the way you moved, it wasn't as graceful as you would have liked. And if you were hunting a rabbit or a deer, it would have ran away. But you didn't hear anything move away from you. So as you go up there and you hide behind a tree and you look, you see what looks like 2 figures coming in your direction.
Do I have my stuff? Like, do I have my gear on me? Do I
You
have?
have your gear on.
Probably
You were cooking.
you were hunting. He had to hunt it first.
Well, he was hunting, but he went back to the camp and he was cooking. It's actually up to you.
I think it's pretty safe to assume we brought some kind of weapon.
I would imagine I'd still have at least something on me. Whether it be
One of your axes.
You most likely, it's not for fighting, but you would have had some kind of knife to
Just
cut
from
the fish.
cooking.
But you also, like I said, you have 2 big axes, but you also have 4 throwing axes.
I can see you setting the big axes down, but I don't really see you unstrapping your throwing axes.
Yeah, not once you wake up in the morning.
okay.
strap that.
I
So,
also would have seen you grab one of your big axes as you're heading towards the sound.
well, he.
I didn't though, so I'm just
Alright,
going
so
to.
for now, what I'll say, you will definitely still have. You should still have the carving knife on you. I don't see you putting that down. Because you were in the middle of cooking it. So you could put that in your pocket or something.
Or it's on your hand.
Exactly. But your throwing axes are hanging from your makeshift belt, your high,
kilt.
nice little belt that you made
High
that you're
kilt
proud of because you're a craftsman.
with
So,
thick thighs sticking
Yeah.
out of it.
Axe is a very
Muscles.
imposing fellow. Like, the dwarf guy is strong, but he's strong for a human.
I don't
What'd
care
you
about
write down?
Intimidation.
Oh.
Intimidation.
So,
Got some
Mine's a
too.
2.
So high.
I have to do, not saying that you're not intimidating, I'm just saying when people see, the intimidation is also when people just see you.
Yeah.
I had to, with the points, I had to do what I could to try and fill it out. So, anyway. So you have, it's up to you if it's in your hand or in your pocket or one of your little pouches. Maybe you even have a little spot that you could just, like a little, almost like a belt loop, you just stick it on and it just hangs there and then you can grab it when you're cutting again. However you're holding it. But you also have your throwing axes, to which you know for a fact that you've thrown them before further than these two figures you're seeing. At this moment, they do not spot you because you did not make a noise. But it may not
I'd like
be
to,
for much longer.
To scare them.
I will say, as they get closer, you start to see what looks like a little bit of hide that they're wearing, maybe a little bit of hide and leather, and they do look kind of like rough sort, and they're talking amongst themselves.
I hear them.
You do hear, well, actually roll a perception.
What's
Yeah,
an
a little-
composure?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18. 1, 2 successes.
Alright. At this point, you can definitely see
I got
that
some wits.
you can definitely see, well, wits is good. You use that for magic, among other things.
Nice.
So,
She's a magical.
so you definitely can tell these guys look like they're up to no good. And one of them says to the other, "Smells like food." And at that moment, they both pull out daggers.
Okay.
And you see them do the whole, like they're sneaking. They're not, obviously, they're not as good at hearing as you were, but we'll see what happens here. Because giving you lots of opportunities, now they have to roll a perception. They roll a 10. Alright, so they feel eyes on them. And they're like, what? Who's that there?
Okay. Any chance, so they still don't see me, correct?
Nope.
Come on, I'm gonna gut ya.
Oh, I like that confident smile.
What?
Good about to whoop some
I
ass.
will say, they still at this moment do not know where you are. You actually did good kind of sneaking up where you are, but they know eyes are on them. You might be able to pull off a surprise attack,
That's kind of what I'm
but
thinking.
I'm going to need you to roll a stealth.
Just straight stealth?
No, wits and stealth.
What you
What's
climbing?
in stealth?
Oh, so yeah. Actually, no, for this one, wits and stealth. Because he knows they're on him, he's going to try to get into a good position.
Alright. Yeah, I'd like to try to sneak behind him if I can. So,
There is
or
near-
maybe another tree.
There's some there's some brush nearby that you might be able to get low and sneak to the next tree. But but I need you to roll. Ooh, wow.
10.
Okay, so that's a crit.
Oh, I thought that was 0.
So you said wits?
Wits
1,
and
2,
stealth.
3, 4 minus 1, so 3, 13, so 2 successes.
Did you add 10 to it?
Yes.
All right. So you said 2 successes. Since you rolled the crit, that's 3 successes. All right. So
Forgot.
no, you're good. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So they're like, "What's that then? I'm gonna gotcha. Yeah. I'm gonna gotcha." And he like, it sounds. I'm just saying right now. It sounds silly. They're like, "Come out, or I'm gonna get you," because they're gonna fucking get you anyway. But so, are you sneaking to the left or the right to kind of get around them? How are you doing this? Or like kind of like
Like if they're here and I'm here,
they're kind of like you're looking behind the tree.
Mhm.
They're like a little bit like in front of you, moving. They were moving this way, but now they stopped.
I want to move a little bit like to the right, not towards the side of them.
Okay. All right. Well, with that roll, you move through some brush, but real quiet. Like you're the wind's moving at the right time or whatever. You know how to move. So you're getting through, and you got a good flank. And you're seeing right now the ugly one, is looking around, sneering.
Remember all you have is your throwing axes
So
and a dagger.
I will say this. Now, there's normal attacks that that you're already used to, right? There's normal attacks that you're already used to. There's the combo stuff if you want to look at that. There's also running attacks and jumping attacks. One thing, if you had looked at the combo stuff, I did it where you could, I know you may be thinking of throwing, so this wouldn't work, but one of his things that I was going to wait for later, but I'm going to just probably give everybody the later things now, is that you can do a running attack and go straight into a fucking combo. But you got the profile of their heads right there.
I know. I've been debating on throwing.
Go. You
I
got
want to.
boomerang?
Yeah. I want to.
Just remember, they're not boomerangs. You're gonna have to go get them. I didn't write it down. Throwing the axes, because their axes will be strength and I don't think it's firearms. You don't have any firearms, do you?
2.
Okay. Yeah, firearms. It's supposed to be like projectile weaponry, but this is for common times. I mean, future times. But roll strength firearms if you're gonna throw axes. And
I'd like to throw it at
if you're gonna throw, I'm gonna let
the
you
closer
throw,
one's head.
You're gonna throw one. Okay, no negatives. I would let you throw both, but it's gonna be negatives. But if you want to just throw one, you're fine.
At the closer one's head. So 4 plus strength plus firearms. 2, 4,
You have pretty good strength.
6. Making that a 10, so 1 success.
What is-
Because that's a 4.
Oh, sorry. Did I write down your axe modifiers down there for your weapons?
Oh, okay, so 12, so 2 successes.
Okay. And that's for the throwing axes? Okay. So, 2 successes. So, describe. What do you do?
As I'm stealthily sneaking in the bushes without them listening, I reach for my throwing axe and I do a good toss, I think, at his head.
And so this is just a surprise attack.
Yes. I'm trying to be stealthy at the moment. I don't know who these
Okay.
people are.
Alright. You can't roll a stealth. I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you that you were. You can't roll a stealth right after this. But I'm gonna have them after this roll a perception to see if they can see you. If they can't, you might be able to get another surprise attack.
Okay.
Yeah, he did good. I like how he kind of like saddled up, and this is going to really help him too, because he's going to want to go sneaky. And I know Sean.
The reason why I was I'm being the way I am is because I didn't know if I didn't want to attack anyone if in case I was one of you.
So, 3 successes?
Yes.
Alright. Just going to use this for health.
I made him scream.
Alright, so. So when you, for Sean and Jesse, when you do ranged, I'm good. When you do ranged combat, they don't get defense. They can only use their armor. Alright. They don't have much armor.
Bandits. Makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Fucking bang.
so what was your exact roll?
Heavy crossbow.
I moved my dice since then.
Shield hammer.
I want to say it was 2 successes instead of what he said.
My shield has an 8.
Because
No, it went up to 3 because of the weapon. Ooh.
I originally rolled a 4. And the strength is 1, 2, 3, 4. The firearms is 1, 2. Then 2 there, so it'd be a 12.
So 8, 12, okay. Oh, that's what bumped it up to 2 successes, that's right. Okay, so it's 12. His armor minuses it by 1, but so you still get 2 successes on it. So, he's going to take 2 lethal.
Ooh.
So, you said what happens, and I'll tell you what happens then. So, these are your, your axes are part of you. That's why when people are like, what's your name? Axe. So these are nice. So they smooth, this one sails through the air, and it fucking gets them
Funk.
almost where you wanted it. It hit them right in the fucking chest. Right? Where it got it where, right in the meat of the chest. Or on this side. And he howls in pain. The ugly one up front. He howls in pain. And he's like, who are that? And he tries to pull it out. Ah! And they're going to roll perception. And the other one's like fucking asking what the hell happened because they didn't hear it. Oof. Okay. Alright. They start moving in your direction. That's how far away you're from now?
I imagine maybe 10, 15 feet.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they get up. So they end up running up to you and start attacking you with their daggers.
They're just daggers. You got this.
Yeah, and smelled.
Yes, man, it's
Bad. Oof. So the one goes to stab you, and he freaking gets caught up in the brush. The other one comes at you, yelling at the other one, come on, help me! Alright. So he's going to go get, his pool's not that great. 3, 5, 6, so that's a 10. What's your armor? Defense armor? It's a melee attack.
It's taking me a minute. I'm trying to figure out where that's at
Good.
again.
I got your defense written down there for you.
Defense is a 3.
Alright, so, and then your armor?
2.
Alright, so 5. So, no success. It went from a 10 to a 5. So, yeah, he goes to attack you, and your choice, it either whiffs, or it just, grazes off the arm.
Grazes.
Yeah, it just grazes off the armor. And you're looking at him, and that's a skinny arm. Alright?
Yes! It looks like someone has sent me a sacrifice.
Alright, what are you going to do?
I am going to...
Oh.
Where's it at? Barbarian's Rage.
So that's not an actual rage. What that is, I wrote these in there. What that is that's the whole thing where it adds to your combos. You can run, do a running attack and get into a combo, stuff like that. That's what all that is.
So it's like a passive thing.
So it's your choice what you want to do. At this point, I'm not having you roll initiative.
Okay.
Because you by yourself.
You did a good job on this one.
Oh, thank you.
I want to, the one that I struck first, I imagine he's still pretty close to me. Like they're all up on, like,
He's
on
the
my
one that
sides.
got caught up in the
He's in the brush.
So.
I want to gut punch him.
All right, now remind me what gut punch is.
Gut punch. Trust me, it's hard to remember. Axe does a double gut punch that he can do with or without weapons. Does lethal damage with and bashing without.
Read the one above it.
Double overhand. Add on to any normal combination. Axe can do a double overhanded strike with or without his twin axes. Does lethal damage with and bashing without.
So what you're going to do is, if you want to, now it extends, it's not just one hit. If you want to do that, it will extend and actually turn into a combo. Then they have a chance of maybe breaking it, but that gives you another attack.
You could do the gut punch.
And then a double overhand.
I'd like to try to do that.
Try to do that? Okay.
Yes.
Which one? The one that's tangled up in the brush?
Yes.
Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Now he will actually be able to try and break your combo. I was seeing if he was still tangled up. He rolled a 1. I made him tangled. Go
So
ahead.
what do I do?
It's a normal. What you do is you're going to roll once to do the gut punch,
Okay.
and then roll again. Keep track of your numbers.
3. 6.
Okay. Now just tell me what. It's one attack, then another attack.
So I'm not adding anything from modifiers.
No, you are.
But you add them to each.
You add them to each dice.
So you're adding your modifiers twice.
If you need the scratch paper, use it. The first attack, it gives you. You doing it with your axes, the gut punch. It said you can do with or without.
Can I do it with a throwing axe or no?
It said you could, but you're hitting it with the. I think it said you're hitting
throwing
it with
axes. The good thing about throwing axes is they are usable in close combat as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and if double check and read because I think it might be a bashing attack.
It
I died.
says
It's lethal with weapons.
lethal with
Okay.
weapon, and since I'm using technically the throwing axes, it would be lethal.
Yeah, so you could do a whole like instead of the whole just gut punch, you could do like the whole where you could go like
Pretty much.
and bring it down. However you describe however you want to do it, but
3, 6 plus.
no.
Okay, the first one with the modifiers, this was a 3, plus the strength and firearms would be the 6. And
You
then-
actually it's a close attack, so it's weaponry. Sorry. Yeah.
So plus 2 on those.
That helps you.
Oh my gosh.
And also remember you are adding because it is a combo. You're adding another +2.
To both?
To
The second one.
yeah, the second one.
His Barbarian's Rage.
Yeah. He's good at comboing.
Yeah, mine's.
So
Yeah.
I'm adding another plus 2.
Basically, if you didn't add the +2, where that the axe gets from doing combos, like he has a passive ability where he does better on combos, so you get a +2. That's all I'm saying.
Just think of it as a Pathfinder skill.
Okay, but is it going to be going to the first attack as well, or just the second attack?
It's for the first and second.
Okay, wow.
You're a close combat machine. Yeah, you're a close combat machine. That's what you're supposed to be.
Wow.
That
yeah.
makes the first attack at 15, the second attack at 18 then.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't exactly decided. One sec. I haven't exactly. We're gonna let this go, but normally with the normally when you in the system when you do multiple attacks, you -1 for each successive. So
Might have to do that.
yeah, I think I forgot to write that in. So -1, so it's 17 on the next one. That still gives you 4, but we'll see because he might his armor might minus.
So what am I minusing then?
Just -1 off the second attack.
I mean, a successive attack.
Now the second attack, did it say that was just bashing?
I think they're both lethal.
They're both
Double
lethal with
overhand?
the weapon.
Does lethal damage with weapons and bashing without.
And that's the double overhand?
Double overhand and gut punch.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so
Jordan's even like,
so what happens? The first attack is a what'd you say?
gut punch.
You gut punch with the throwing axis. We're
Okay.
ram it up into him.
And what was the pull?
The pull for that one ended up being
11?
no,
15.
15.
All right, so this guy's defense armor is 3, so that brings it back down to 12. So he ends up getting hurt. I have a thing right here I need to put there. So he ends up getting hurt 2 lethal, and the second attack, he's going to try to break it. So I need you to roll a strength weaponry. He rolled really good to get out of that. Oh, yeah, he rolled an 8-2, but your pull is so much higher. So I think you're going to carry.
1, 2,
but-
3, 4, 6, 8.
All right, so you're just going to
16.
Yeah, so basically he tries to break through, so now you get an advantage. So that -1 is not there anymore. So you get the +1. So just, it's still 18. So now he gets hurt 4. So yeah. All right, so what you ended up doing. Oh, you actually describe your attack and I'll tell you what happens to it. If you don't mind.
No, not at all. As the weak bandit apparently tried to gut me, I decided to go ahead and, during his mess up, take my throwing axes and dig it up inside of his guts.
Got him.
Yeah.
With a smile on my face that just says, "Bring it."
All right, nice.
And then I go ahead and pull back, yanking out some blood, and go ahead and go for a double overhand attack. And just attack the chest.
Okay, so he is immediately almost disemboweled, and he's like, and then you just come and hit him again. And, okay, he has to roll. And he's like, blood just flew everywhere. Okay, yeah. He passes out. Blood's still leaking out, but he's down.
I look at his friend, point at him. "Now you! It's your turn."
Roll wits, intimidation.
Ooh.
Well, actually, hold on. How are you? Do you want to just like yell this as loud as you can, or would you rather do it where you're trying to inflict like the most damage to him?
No, I was just being. I was
Just yelling.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Question.
do stamina and intimidation.
Question. Does he get a bonus with what he just did to his friend?
His friend went down. He's fine.
No. Does he get a bonus to intimidation because
Is
of
he
what
just
just
fucking
happened?
like bloody?
No, I got you.
One success.
What's your roll?
It was 1.
No, you rolled a 1?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or is
so
that a fail?
that's an auto fail. Okay. Because you fucked him up, I'll be nice and roll again.
Yeah.
Some of that smoke from the fire got
That
into his
that
lungs.
was I gave him that for that.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Okay. So what do you say again? You had said the.
I pointed at the one that's still standing.
Yeah, you don't have to yell again. 'Cause I
Yeah.
know your voice.
That's fine. It's fucked as is.
Alright.
I threatened him saying, it's his turn next. I'm gonna claim his life.
Okay, yeah, he's. That's it. No, he looks like he's kind of thinking he made the wrong decision, but he's gonna stand and fight. He's hungry.
Yes. Raise your sword.
All right.
You like take the first hit.
Ooh, okay. All right. So 6, 15, and your defense
Was a
on
5.
5. All right, so he actually rolled
Probably pretty good.
pretty decent. So he actually, minus your defense and armor, it still makes it to where it's 9. So he got 1 success.
Okay.
So you get hurt 1 lethal.
Okay. And that makes it an X, correct? Okay.
You do have a bit of medicine, so if you do get a chance to, after this is over, you could patch yourself up.
Where's
if
my
you
medicine? Oh, okay. Just I see it.
Yeah.
How often can I use that?
As long as you have the supplies. But it does take time. All right. Your turn. He goes, ha ha! And he saw that he didn't draw much blood. He's like,
Is that all you've got?
he runs away.
Those are the scenes from Sherlock Holmes.
Can I throw my axe at him while he's running?
Yeah.
Might not be able to get it back.
Whenever he throws a hammer at that guy, he bounces
I'll
on his
try.
chest. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. So
What do you call it?
No, just throw stuff in his chest. Shit.
No, we're good. You roll
Autofill.
the 1? Okay. So it wings off into the woods, and you see it go into a thing of brush. That's about... You accidentally, when you went to throw it...
Nah, he did it on purpose. He was just trying to scare him.
Yeah. When you went to throw it, it kind of slid from your fingers, so it kind of... You shanked it, so it went... So it's not super far, but it's about 30 feet. But
He still has some blood on his hands.
he's still taking off.
can I use?
You
I imagine
get
because I've got
chase?
one on the ground. There's that one.
You can't... he's gonna... If you go to throw again, you're gonna
It's
take
negative.
negative, so...
I want to chase. I want to do a run attack if I can.
Well, you hold on. Let's see how good. Roll a strength stamina real quick. Oh, yeah, decent. What'd you roll?
Autofill.
Okay, so now what's going to happen? You could have caught up to him, but now we're going to have to do a chase scene. So just give me about 5. Let's do 5 because he's not particularly fast, and you just saw him. So do 5 rolls, and I'll do 5 rolls. The first 2 10 successes. Shit. Nope. Nope.
Looking good.
I got 1.
Oh!
You got 1 success out of 5 rolls. How many did you get? Oh, you're not dead yet.
Wait, how do you get 1
Fine.
success?
Because his pull's not that high. He only has a pull of
This
5.
dude just caught him.
He has a pull of 5.
He caught him and he's not running
Hold on.
with him.
So 8. So 16 is 4. So 21. That's 3 plus this. I rolled a 40 in total.
Okay, so what ends up happening?
Horse collar tackle.
So what ends up happening is you see he's starting to run and he's a little bit away, because you kind of stumbled. So that kind of hurts you a little bit. But then you see he stumbles a couple times. So you start catching up. Roll a perception real quick.
Two successes.
Okay. Up ahead.
Look, it's your penis.
Up ahead, you see movement. way ahead of you, ahead of the bandit who's like looking behind him and tripping and stuff. But this is far ahead of you. And he's by the dice he rolled some ones. He's making a lot of noise. This is where you thrive. You are not making hardly any noise. You rolled a 40. He knows you're coming, but he would not if he didn't look behind him. But you hear something in the distance, and it sounds like a bunch of people, and rough voices. One weird voice. And what do you do?
Does it look like
Does
I
not
can?
sound familiar.
Does it look like I could catch him in time?
I mean, you could, but the problem is he's making a lot of noise.
Is there enough?
Silence.
Is there still like we're still in the woods, or is it more of an open field by this point?
Up ahead, it looks like a trail, like way ahead, where the voices might be coming from.
Roughly 100 feet.
Don't have your main axis.
Yeah.
So I imagine they didn't take very long to get to this point. Like it wasn't far from my camp.
It was about that the chase. The way the rolls go, it takes a couple minutes. But it didn't take long. So you're only about probably, if you were walking, maybe about 10 minutes from your thing. But if you ran back, you'd be back there in about 3 minutes. Probably. You're pretty fast.
I actually would want to go back and get my axes and pick up my other axe that I dropped or two.
Okay.
I want to get all my gear back.
So do a stealth check. As long as you get a 6, if you don't auto-fail, you should be fine. Huh?
This fucking guy is just like chasing you, but you can't hear him. You know he's chasing you. You're like looking back, and you look back again, and he's gone.
So I rolled a 3. It's just straight stealth.
No, it's you can use dex stealth. You're fine.
So 3
Like I
So I
said,
rolled a
I
5.
said you had rolled really well.
Jordan said as long as you didn't auto fail.
Yeah, you had rolled really well on your chase, so you hadn't been making a lot of noise. So unless you roll an auto fail, even if you didn't do a success, this guy's making a lot of noise. Most likely, they would not see you.
Okay.
Now, if you threw an axe at him, they would see an axe in his back or something. Then yeah. So, how are you getting back? You just gonna run back?
Run back. I remember where I dropped my stuff. I want to grab it. I had 2 axes I had thrown. And I want to get my 2 main axes I had that were sitting in the camp area. And I want to hide the body that's there at my camp.
Okay.
It's not dead. It's just unconscious.
So you will notice that the meat that you were cooking is now not tender. that it
You
would've
got some
been.
new meat.
Yeah, it's not as tender as it would have been. It's up to you how you feel about that. I'm pretty sure you're not happy about that. Yeah, but you see the dead body of the bandit, and you're like, maybe it's reward. So you hide the body. What do you like, under some leaves or up? Like just throw him in a bush? How are you doing that?
I want to double
Or
check
are
to
you
make
gonna
sure
hang
if
him
he's.
from a fucking tree?
Can I blood eagle him?
Ew.
Is that the?
Yeah.
It will take some time. You have the skills to do
So
it.
waste your good meat.
You have the skills to do it.
Okay, so I've already got
And
my
your,
weapons.
what is your morality?
6.
Oh wow, really?
He attacked you,
Same
so I will
as
not make you do a morality check. If you were at 7, you might, but I don't think anybody's here at 7.
I'm at 6.
He's at 5.
So can I chop up 2 of his 2 legs and save him for later, and then blood eagle the rest of him?
Yes.
Okay.
It will take time.
And
especially depending on how you roll, but it will take at least, you said cutting off both his legs? You're pretty strong. You probably, and you've got stones and stuff nearby. You probably could do that fairly quickly, considering what it is. But it will take you probably 15 minutes to do all this.
Yeah, I'd rather just do the Blood Eagle then.
All right, 10
yeah.
minutes.
Because then I'm a good hunter.
Blood
I can
Eagle's
get
gonna
more
take a
food
while,
later.
10 minutes. Because you guys still, because you're gonna hang them up too.
And I've already got my gear back, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I won't go and do that. What do you?
At least 30 minutes.
What, for Blood Eagle?
Yeah, because you're like skinning them, you're getting them off, and you're attaching
I'll just hang 'em
three
then.
different wires.
You're gonna hang them?
I'll just hang him.
Okay. Roll, and I might take some time off.
What am I rolling for?
You're hanging them. Just do a.
Auto fail.
Oh, okay.
Or is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you drop them. Try again.
7.
Okay.
Am I adding
all right.
anything or?
Yeah, you're gonna do for hanging him. That's probably gonna be.
Stamina.
Maybe athletics.
Yeah, do a stamina, strength athletics.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. Now it took a couple minutes to pick them back up and get the everything because the knot slipped and everything. It was just it fucked all the hell. But you got him up, you hung him. It's been about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It you didn't want to. It took a while and you had to check the knot a couple times, and that auto fail really fucked you. But it took. You got him up there. Now what are you gonna? He's hung up. And how are you securing him?
With rope that I'd probably have on me.
Well, no, like you hung him up there with rope. Yeah. What are you tying it to?
Another tree.
Tree.
Okay. And that what you rolled is fine. So, what are you doing?
Can I do a perception to see if or hear anyone's coming?
Yeah.
9, 2, 3, 4, 7. 3 successes.
Okay. You hear over the sound of, the fire still cooking and
Burning
charring.
meat.
It's not burning. He had just started, but it's charring your meat. Which it's up to you if you want to grab a fucking stick, but at this point you're probably in killer mode. And you hear over all that, and you hear the rope, the sound of that rope
Swaying.
swaying, but also like moving against that limb that you tied him on, like that. But over that,
creak from the weight.
very distinctly, but it almost sounded like you may not have heard it because you're a little ways away, and some birds were like making sounds and kind of crying and stuff. You hear someone screaming.
I'd like to go investigate.
Okay.
Did it sound like a bitch?
Damn it, Jesse. Okay. You rolled stealth earlier, so you don't have to roll again. You're fine. But you head back the direction where I guess the direction where the screaming was.
Yes.
Which I will tell you, it sounds like where you had just left, pretty much. Okay, so you head back over there. Are you trying to get over there as quickly as possible without making noise? No, you can get over there as quickly as possible. That's why I said without making noise.
Yeah, without making noise.
Okay, so you get there in about 5 minutes. It took you 3 minutes when you were running back, but about 5 minutes because it clearly sounds like somebody. I was just seeing cars moving. It clearly sounds like someone's in agony. So you come up about where you were. There's a few trees that you can hide behind. Maybe there's some bushes. There's a fallen log. Like a pretty big. Where do you want to hide behind? Trying
The
to survey
fallen
this.
log.
Okay, so you get behind it. You're pretty stocky, but it's a fairly big tree. So you start surveying the scene, and you see horses. That's not uncommon out here, but you see these rough, wild-looking people and they've got furs and all sorts of stuff. That just makeshift armor, and they're wearing like some crude helmets. One of them that looks like they had hollowed out a skull and kind of made it to where it would kind of fit. So you're imagining it's probably from an animal that's bigger, and they're wearing that as a helmet. Some of them are wielding clubs. Other ones you can see some claw-like weapons, and then you also see, and this was, now you can you hear the rough, wild voices, but they're clearly speaking in what sounds like, you can hear what they're saying every now and then, and you think it's because they're speaking a different dialect, but it's just because they're so damn dumb. But then you clearly see, you hear first, and of course they're screaming. You clearly hear, what was I going to say? This one has told us enough. And it's very clearly English, but it sounds echoey almost. It's weird. It has a power almost to it. And you look, I guess you look, you're looking in the direction of the voice, and atop one of the more well taken care of horses, there is someone wearing some nice red robes and a hood shrouded. It looks like he has a staff on the back of the horse, and there's a bone necklace right here. And every now and then, when he's moving, you see glow in the shadow of his head. And and by the way, there's about 15 of them. There's the one robed guy. There's several horses. You don't know yet if it's enough for every rider. So some people may be riding bitch. You know the road guy ain't riding bitch. And before whatever they do after his order, what do you want to do? You want to just sit tight? You want to try and sneak away? Do you want to try and fight?
You said there's about 15 of them.
15.
They're pretty strong.
They're pretty strong. I mean, none of them look as strong as you, but I mean, there's a lot of them. You could just sit and wait.
How many horses are there?
I said, look like there could be 15. But
Are they all crowd up? Are they like tied to a tree?
They're not tied up. They're just standing there. They basically, it looks like they were going down the trail at probably a good speed, and they heard the scuffling and yelling.
So a lot of them are off the horse.
And almost all of them except the rogue guy.
Can I throw? Is there any rocks near me?
There's a couple, maybe a couple pretty good sized ones, but nothing.
Like size of a hand. Like palm.
There's one.
Can I toss one and try to hit a horse to spook them?
You could try. That would be a strength athletics.
It's 2 successes, I think, right? 14? Or is that
3.
3?
Where are you trying to hit this horse?
Just back, butt side.
Okay, so with that, you're able to. Which horse are you aiming at?
The closest.
Okay, so the closest horse, you hit it in the butt. Is that what you said? The butt, and it immediately kicks a guy that was standing near it. And he's like, "What the hell?" And he slaps the horse. Well, he more like, no, sorry, he didn't say what. He's like kind of grunts, you know, and he just like fucking hits the horse. All right, you see, kind of looking around, and you feel like you're not being watched, but more like being scanned.
This is the area is being looked around.
Yeah, when you see the rogue guy looking, you gonna hunker down?
We'll hunker down and kind of wait it out.
Okay. But besides that, it doesn't look like anybody really suspected much. There's trees nearby. There's like oats and all sorts of stuff on the ground. And maybe it was something like that. They don't know yet. Or it's just an impatient horse. And it looked like one of them was going to walk up to the guy that, oh, by the way, Bandit. They got him like tied to one of the trees, and you see like the knot, and it looks like it's like the rope is like cutting into the wood of the trunk a little bit, so they got him on there pretty tight. And he's just screaming, and you see what looks like a little blood, but he's like on the opposite side of the tree. And the guy that he has some claws, he had stopped with the ruckus from the horse, but now it looks like everything's good. He comes up and he just slits the guy's throat. And he just fucking dies. And then they start getting up on their horses and start riding away. Perception, please.
Two successes.
They are heading in the direction of Turtle Village. So now, you know where they're headed. You've kind of built up a relationship with some of those people there, especially Gilius. And you know they've been kind of attacked by bandits and stuff, bandits and such, but they're not, with the exception of a few that normally maybe Gilius is either trained or just some of the stronger manual laborers in town. They cannot deal with that, or at the very least, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. So, what are you doing?
I'd like to try to go to warn them.
Okay. So you're gonna just try and beat them there? They're not full on riding, and you do hear some mumbles from the robed person, and you hear another voice, but it sounds low. And then he answers back in kind, and then they keep going. It almost sounded like he may have been talking to someone. So you're gonna continue trying to beat them there? Or
Is there any horses that aren't manned right now?
They've got all of them.
Are there any shortcuts I know of by not following the trail?
You might roll a wit survival, please.
Two successes.
You know of, it may not be the best way, but because you're in the moment, you do think of a way that you might be able to beat them there, but you're going to have to haul ass.
Okay.
So, roll a strength stamina.
10.
Okay. Remember that roll, because now we're going to Gilius.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down for later. You said strength and stamina?
And remember, that's a 10, so you add whatever successes you had, it adds another one. So if that's like 3 successes, you have 4. You find Gilius.
Kill them all.
8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Gilius!
Yeah, that gave me 5 successes.
Yes.
Nice.
I need my buddy.
So, Gilius. Are
Si,
you ready,
senor.
Jesse?
Si, senor.
Alright, Gilius Thunderhead, an ex-soldier who has decided to spend his retirement in the Turtle Village. He served in the front lines rallying the town militias against the Emperor when he started conquering southern Uria. Gilius fought for years against Emperor Magnus. Excuse me. Gilius fought where he could, but after the Emperor's forces rolled in, there really wasn't anything else he could do. Not much, anyways. There was a lot of tussles with the outliers and the bandits the Emperor's men were too busy to deal with that Gilius saw to rooting them out. But years passed. One day the Emperor just up and disappeared with a great many of his best knights. Now the Emperor hasn't been heard from in some time. Peace has settled over Uria for 10 years since the Emperor went missing. Gilius hasn't done much until the bandits started attacking the small village known as Turtle Village. Alright, it's a typical morning in Turtle Village. You're at the tavern. Yeah. So, you remember last night, you were just again, just chilling out at the tavern or making your rounds, doing whatever you had to do. And a couple bandits came rolling in, and these were the ones that you been dealing with. The women bandits from town away. You sent them on their way, bruises all over them. You weren't happy, and it was just you. But you're an accomplished warrior. You didn't have anything to worry about. But you're wondering if, because it's a pretty large contingent. So you're wondering if maybe you're either going to have to get Ax to help you and get some other people, maybe some of the, but you honestly don't think any of these people in this town really could help you. It's one thing defending the town, it's another going to attack the encampment,
Yeah.
So you've been debating on maybe sending word. There's a fortified settlement not too far away, and they're way better defended than y'all. It's either a place that y'all can go to if they end up overwhelming the town, or maybe to seek help from if they're willing. They normally stick to themselves, and they very, very rarely let people they don't know in. One second. Oh, and goes the because you're the dwarf, and you're the older guy, you're always in the tavern, people, think they want to outdrink you. Maybe arm wrestle a little bit. Something like that. Speaking of, one guy comes up to you. You hadn't had the pleasure of really talking to this guy much, but you've seen him grow up. It's a fairly. Sorry. Oh, yeah, please. he's a fairly big guy for a human. You know, of course he's taller than you. They don't mean nothing for dwarves. Thank you. And you know, and you don't even think someone with Ax's constitution could outdrink you. You know, and that's what you're expecting. You know, that's what it is most of the time. And this guy is the one that, you know, moves the hay, is getting the barrels all loaded back up and everything, you know. And he's pretty stout. And he comes up and it says, "Hey, Gilius, what say you pay for my bar tab tonight?"
No, I'm not feeling it.
Oh, a competition.
Okay, what you got in
Winner
mind?
pays bar tab. I think I can take you.
There's no way you could take me.
Arm wrestle.
Let's do it.
I'll go take you down, you old fart.
No, you're not.
Alright, so I want to say that probably would either be a strength brawl or a strength athletics.
I would say it's
you-
strength stamina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or if you're feeling spicy, strength.
No. That would
Strength
work.
what?
I would say this is what we're gonna do. Let me see. I'm looking at everything.
So you're gonna roll and then add whatever he tells you.
Okay, so what's gonna happen? To lock up, I want you to roll a strength athletics to try and get a more advantageous position. That's what we're gonna do. Damn it.
So who has advantage on the next roll?
Athletics.
Well,
11.
What is this?
yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 successes.
Arm wrestling is all about risk control. Ooh. Okay. So he actually rolled pretty good on that. What'd you do?
2 successes.
Alright, so he rolled a 10. So he's not as strong as you, but let's say his pool is 5. So he's got 4 successes.
Okay.
Alright, so
He gets advantage on the
yeah,
next
so he
Which makes sense.
yeah. He's got the longer arm, so he feels like he's got the good
Leverage,
control.
yeah.
So that's gonna make you have a -1
On my next.
to your. Now we're gonna do strength stamina though, and that's where you are gonna shine, buddy. He did not roll near as good on that one.
6.
one. That's a really decent.
That's
Mhm.
8.
Still, that's
14.
that's not near as good. No, his pool is different now. This is
14,
strength
so that's a
stamina.
success 3.
Yeah. So
So
your
that's
first
gonna
success
be-
happens at 8.
13.
And then after that you add 3. So every plus 3. So 8's your first success, 11 becomes your second, and 14 becomes your third.
Okay.
So you got 3.
So I got 13, so that's 2 successes.
Oh, you got 13? At least
Yeah, because
14.
-1.
He also got 2 successes. Right now you're still there.
Struggle.
Yeah, let's try again. Ooh.
Oh, he got a crit, a 10.
Okay, this is where that dwarven stubbornness comes in. Alright. Okay, so just so you know, he got 1 success.
I got 18. However many that is.
Alright, you still have to minus that 1.
Okay, I got
Well,
17.
10, didn't
Still
he
4
get
successes.
5? Because that 10.
What?
Is as an
Oh yeah, so
success.
minus 1 from the original advantage, so that puts your 18 to a 17. That's still 4 successes, so you're
Plus-
good.
plus
Plus
the
the
one.
crit, you have 5. So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens?
buddy.
So what happens? This guy gets to feel hydraulic pressure. That shit is not slowing down. So that was. I was gonna make the threshold 5 successes over him. So what's gonna happen is because he got 1, he's gonna be right there fighting. So describe what you do.
Oh, I'm smiling at him
Yeah.
the whole time, just staring him in the eye.
It just feels easy, don't it?
Oh, yeah, it does. And I'm just toying with him, holding it right
Shit.
there.
Okay, so he's gonna have to roll strength stamina to try and. Ooh. You got 1 success. He's not doing good. What's Gilius got?
One success, 12.
That's 2.
Oh, 2.
Okay, so
2 success.
he's right there. He thinks he's got it. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just.
He can't hold it. It's down.
Yeah.
It's down. He looks nervous too because he's heard legends of your bar tabs when you're feeling it.
Oh, and I'm feeling it tonight, boys. It's free.
He's like, I'm gonna have to work overtime. But you know, he claps you on the back. Of course, after feeling your strength, making sure it's okay, and which it's okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, he says, I tried. Good effort. Son of a bitch. His arm's hurting. Yeah, so it's up to you now. That was cool. A couple other people look like they might be thinking about drinking with you, but you do know you're going to be drinking tonight, so it's up to you. Do you want to pay now and drink a little bit, or just kind of chill and wait for that free drink
I'm
later?
gonna wait for that free drink.
Okay,
later.
so you're in the town.
Free drinking.
So you're in the town. What exactly are you wanting to do?
I'm gonna go outside. Sorry, that was that early drink.
You're fine.
I'm gonna go outside and train.
What is your training? There's some blocks. You could be maybe fighting for like precision, building up your strength, like moving some shit around. I mean, how exactly do you want to do it? You're working on aim, strength, stamina, or you could be using your crossbow, working on precision. How do you want to do it? You have a little area that's normally where like the younglings like play and stuff, but you set up like a little area with like some hay figures and stuff back there, and then some that have like a little bit of wood behind them for stuff like that.
I'm gonna work on my my crossbow aim.
Okay.
Work on my.
How many bolts did you bring with you?
I got about 15
Write
with
it
me.
down. Yeah,
Remember, if you
unfortunately,
can't, pick 'em
because
up,
of
you can shoot them later.
unfortunately because of the late start, I think even if we go to 6, we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna try to at least get.
Yeah, I know, man. It's, especially when everyone's
definitely
separated.
get one round around.
When everyone's separated, it's hard getting everyone together.
No, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I need you to roll.
Me? What am I rolling?
To roll a perception check. Wits and composure. That's good.
16 to.
That was 3. Yeah, 16. You said?
Oh, it was a
wait,
crit, so
hold on.
4.
That's 3 successes. Or no, 4.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't have much composure. 4, 5, 6, 16. So that's 3, but it would be 4. I need you to roll perception.
Oh, okay. Am I worrying about anything from before I wrote down, or no?
No, just roll perception. This is something I actually forgot to do.
2, 3, 4.
Justin, does he
2
does he
successes.
roll 2?
No.
2
And
successes.
you rolled 4? 4 successes? Okay.
I have a feeling I know why
you're
I'm
fine.
not rolling
Okay.
perception.
Yeah, so you noticed, like you also, and when you felt like being scanned, you also felt like you were being watched. We'll get to that. So anyway, so you're gonna do some crossbow.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now, just a reminder: the pool. Now, he goes for the throwing and stuff. He was doing strength, athletics, stuff like that, and then like firearms whenever he was doing his active. That's because it's something you have to hurl.
Yes.
Yours is
Shooting.
so that's dex and firearms. If you want to change it to something that's a little bit more, you can. That's particularly fine with you. By the way, you're one of the few people that have politics, so keep that in mind.
What's what?
Interesting.
I have politics?
Yeah. What's what?
I do have politics. I
Weaponry,
have
like
2
using
politics.
Must be of how long you've been
The military.
or
Weaponry?
Justin said something. Weaponry?
Yeah, what is
That is for like if you're actually using
I don't have it.
swords and stuff. You actually only use your claws.
Don't you have animal kin?
If you
I
read
have
the
animal
backstory,
kin.
yeah, that your master wanted you to be the
Yeah,
best
I
that you
don't.
could be
I have
what
one.
you had. All right, so that is like we mentioned, Dex firearms. So, what are you trying to do with it? Like, are you trying to do something fancy? You're just working on your
No,
aim.
just working on my aim.
All right, go ahead. Let's get some shots out. There's some kids over here that were beating what looked like, actually, roll a perception. This is funny.
Oh, I got crit on that one.
Okay, so you hear laughing, like they're what sounds like kids laughing, but they're trying not to laugh. But you know how kids are like, and you look over, and you see one of the hay. It's a hay. Like one of the figures like you made, but you didn't make this one. It's a little smaller and stockier, and they have like a little. Oh shit! What was that?
Crane.
And it looked like they put like a little a woman's bonnet on top of it, and they're like not trying to look at you, but they're laughing while they're hitting it. And, like, and then they look and they see you watching. They're like, what do you do?
I'm gonna take my crossbow and shoot the bonnet off the head of the hay figure.
And what you rolled a crit on that one, right?
I did.
Okay. All right, and you do that, and they're like, yay! They're happy.
Yeah.
They're like you're the best, Gilius. And one of them, let's call him Timmy. I'm making up some stuff. I never actually planned for this part. And he's like, you actually showed him how to use one of those little bows, the little for the kitty bows. And he seems to be doing pretty good. And he's like, watch my shot. And he shoots at, it doesn't look like he's trying to make fun of you. He's actually shooting at the one in front of him, which is the one they made of you. Oh! And he actually hits it. Center mass.
Nice.
Thank you! He's all happy, and they're like, oh, look, you got it. They're all like, whoa. Like, Gilius said he's good. You're the main guy in town.
Yeah. Everyone loves me.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. I keep them alive.
Yeah. So go ahead and do some more and you start, because of the kids, people start to are walking around and they're talking to them. They saw that. Oh, good job, Timmy. And so there might be some spectators. One of them asks after you shoot for this one.
Three successes.
Okay. Strikes true. What are you shooting at?
The hay bale
Okay.
that I'd set up, not
Yeah.
the little one.
Oh, one of the taller human-sized ones.
Yeah.
Them humies.
Yeah, them damn humans.
People think they're tall and shit. And he goes, nice. It's like a neck shot. You hear a passerby, some guy that you drink with a lot. He's challenged you a couple times. He don't challenge you much anymore. His wife found out. So he gets out some apples and he says, "Hey, let's see how good you are." And he stacks. Like there's a hay bale up near one of the posts, just actual hay bale, not a hay
Set
person.
up, yeah.
And he stacks 3 apples on top of it, and he tells you to see if you can hit all 3 with each bolt. Now, if you do this, that's small. That's going to be a -4 on your attack with each one. Not consecutively, but
Yeah.
I think you can do it. But your pool's not super great.
Does he get the -1 for each successive
No,
attack?
he gets -4 because of the size.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
consecutive.
he don't.
Okay.
No, actually, one of the things in this system, by the way, you need to know this, if you're actually in combat, because you know how crossbows are, if you reload that thing, it takes a whole round to reload. So just remember that. Like, if you shoot somebody, like say y'all are all fighting, and that round you shoot somebody, the next round, you're reloading. That's it. So just remember that. You could probably shoot and then
Just
get
the
up in there.
crossbow,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just
Just the crossbow.
I have a
Well, my
heavy
hand
crossbow.
The hand crossbows work the same way, but you have 2 of them.
Six. I lost fire. 12, so that's 2 successes.
Yeah.
Hold on. 12 minus 4, so that's 9. 1 success.
That's 8.
8.
But that's 1 success.
1 success.
Okay. You hit it. You were kind of nervous, but you hit it. Okay.
He's lying. I wasn't nervous.
So what happens now? Since I saw that one, it struck true, but it wasn't like boom. You know, it would look like it kind of went in, kind of like almost shanked it or something. However, it looked like it shanked it with a true shot with a crossbow because you hit it. People start betting on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them are betting for you, but you hear some people saying, "Oh, he's gonna miss it." So roll again.
So you know who I'm picturing Ginger's character being? Have any of y'all seen Brave? That big motherfucker.
I've never seen it.
You need to watch it. That big motherfucker
You need a pee?
is fucking.
No, it's cheers.
I'm staying awake.
No, it's not.
Is what I'm doing.
10. 1 success.
Okay. That was the -4?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, the bets go up.
You need a pee now that you say that.
Yeah. The bets go up. And roll your last one.
Oh, 9.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, he rolled a friggin'
1 success. 2. 11.
That's 2?
2.
Nice. Alright, so you get the last one. You hear, ha ha ha, yeah! That's right. The guy, he was every time he bet for you. Only one guy did. Bet for you every time. He comes up and gives you 5 gold.
Yeah.
Because he just got some good money.
Yeah,
Probably
he
fucking
did.
got at least 30 gold.
Look at you catching on fast.
What was your strength and what was that last thing I made you do? How
Perception.
Yeah.
No,
Just
sorry,
figure
not
it out.
perception. When it ended your turn. What was that? The strength, stamina, the run.
That was 5 successes.
Okay. I need you to roll again.
What am I rolling? Oh, him? He
One
needs to
second.
roll again?
Yeah, the same thing. You like your character binder?
I
Yeah.
do.
It's nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What am I rolling again? Strength and stamina?
Yes, sir.
Oh!
Okay.
So is it 10?
It's
Now,
a 10.
what are you doing? You start. I'm doing this real quick. You start to see. We got to him because he's trying to run to the town. What are you doing? You start seeing the town. What are you doing? Like, what are you gonna do when you're getting close? What are you doing?
Can I see, like, just
You
as
can see the
I'm
town.
running, can I also see them? Or
You
no?
went on a different trail. They're not in eyesight. They have been in eyesight for about 20 minutes.
Are there guards in this town? Other than...
Yeah, just they're not.
It's a farm
little,
town.
Yeah, it's a little squalor.
Maybe
but
that
it's-
motherfucker who arm wrestled you.
No, he's hurt.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe it's like. a
There's
militia.
there's
Minuteman.
he's
Pitch
trying to
forward,
get a militia going, but like I said with him, they're not that great.
From
but
what I gathered, did they look like bandits, basically?
no,
No.
these look like rough people. You like I said, it didn't sound like anything you've seen before.
It's really barbarian cult.
Yeah. This is.
I just...
Cult is very choice.
Yeah. I run screaming Gilius' name over and
okay.
over.
All right, right.
being loud.
All right. Roll a. What is go down to social on skills? Tell me all those. Which one do you think was fixed?
Animal kin. Like what?
Like expression or not persuasion.
There's empathy, expression, intimidation, persuasion.
Do expression. Do stamina expression. What's your expression?
-1.
All right. Would you rather?
What about
So socialize.
Okay.
At least has a 1.
That might work, but you're gonna have to do it in a different way. No, do expression.
If you
Alright.
failed it.
It just he made
That and stamina.
Will that just be percent?
Expression and stamina.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh,
What'd you roll?
2.
it's not even a success.
Roll perception.
Crit, baby!
Okay.
Woo!
You roll. You're running and you ran in like a beast. Roll perception. Okay. So you rolled a crit. So you what are you yelling?
His name.
All right. So because you're out of breath, it's not going to be like you actually don't say anything. That would have been auto fail. But you're saying Gilius, but it's not coming out Gilius. But
Coming out as.
it's like diagonally.
What was that again?
Diagonally. No, Diagon Alley. But it's diagonally. So you had shot the thing. The guy gave you 5 gold. You're like, oh, cool. And
Ironically enough, that's his nickname.
yeah, and you had gotten the 5 gold, and so when you turned around, because there was all the commotion, people doing stuff, and you're looking around, you see someone running, and you recognize that.
Sexy figure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, one second. Yeah. So, you recognize Ax, and he's running. Ax does not run into town. He's never ran into town.
He strides.
He does.
Sexy strut.
So, I'm going to give you, real quick, you have, just a little bit to say what you need to say.
I just
The best you can in 2 sentences.
okay. I'm not gonna act it out. Gilius, help! We're about to be under attack.
That's 2 sentences, yeah. At that point, you can say something back. What are you going to say?
To him?
Would you say anything? What are you doing? You can do something.
Okay. We're following the plan. Get all the women and children into the houses.
Okay.
Nice job.
Real quick OOC check. Grab your bolts and reload.
I'm doing that too.
Okay. Helping you out there because
Yeah.
I know you're new.
I was mostly
Job,
going to
Jesse.
use my
Yeah,
That's good. Okay,
Being the
so
defender of the
as
village.
you do that, you're getting them in. You start seeing people run to the kind of like a like a shelter you made, which is the most fortified area in town. Which we'll say is there's a kind of a makeshift church, but there's also a school. Which actually no, that's the same place. That's what they normally do for that. So it's the school and church is, and you start seeing them come in there, and you start seeing some of the more men that, as you said, to kind of like, defend them
Yeah.
to come in there, and you start seeing them start to bear, close the door. It looks like everybody's accounted for. Do a quick perception.
You can use the
2.
dice tray if you need
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two success.
Okay. You look. It looks like you see a little girl. No, sorry. it's cliche, little boy, look like they're still trying to struggle to get to the church because they heard your yell and they know what that means. Because and plus they're young enough where they just know kind of like, oh, everybody's running in this direction, but he has that. You know how you know when something's going on? That's what he feels. But the people that were about to shut the door don't see him. What do you say? Or what do you do?
I get him to the tavern and lock him in there.
Well, you could put him in the church.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. As that happens, you start hearing screaming. Justin.
What's up, baby?
Justin is taking a 4-inch. I'm sorry. That's it. No. So. All right.
The hell I am.
The hell you are. That's what you are. All right.
She is not taking a 4-inch.
All right, I want to hear a voice, Justin. I want to hear a voice.
Would not have picked a female if you wanted me to do it.
I don't care. No, all right. So, while that's going on, do you enjoy y'all's little friendship?
I do.
I wish we do a little bit more than just the real quick
We're
meeting.
buddies.
So, Tyris, the bandit queen, she protects the nearby towns. Well, protection is an interesting word. Basically, the towns pay her so they don't get pillaged from other people.
Her.
But recently, the town has been fighting back. Namely, an old dwarven soldier has been rallying the townspeople and resisting me, the bandit queen. She, as of yet, hasn't taken to straight up attacking the town. But if one more messenger comes back with bad news, they would play her hand. Tyris has a reputation to upkeep. So,
Interesting.
Tyris.
She's the enemy.
Tyris.
She's an anti-hero.
Tyris. You're at your camp. Yeah. You had sent out a couple people.
I bet you know what happened to them.
You sent out a couple people the night before. It was, you were doing a collection. Honestly, you've been getting a little fed up with how the collection's been going lately. Some of the lower recruits and the ones that haven't been with you so long and aren't as skilled, they're kind of the reason why you haven't went after the larger fortified settlement that is a little bit, quite a bit further away. Plus, you've been not wanting to deal with that much of an engagement because of the
Resistance.
oh no, 1 second.
From me.
The Zubaroka, the other Amazonian clan, that y'all, it's like a blood feud that's went on for years. Before your time, you actually inherited the this clan from your mother. She actually had taken the reason why it's a all damn the all that it's all female is because of your mother killed your father in combat because they were his bandit. He was not ruling well, and she was like, I can rule better. And all the good things that they did, it was her ideas. And you moved forward with that to eliminate all the male bandits from your clan. And it seems like the Zubaroka are piggybacking off y'all's idea because it's just female, and you don't know that for sure. Like that was exactly what happened, but yeah.
So these 2 male bandits earlier were not mine.
Nope. So anyway, so you're in your in the big tent, you know, in the big tent. Y'all do have a semi structure there, but it's more for like your like for more like worship or anything like that. But it's mainly like a collection of tents and stuff like that. But y'all are kind of near the water. And y'all do have a few, not ships, really, but more like, you know, boats. And you do have, like, you know, some rafts. You know, a good sturdy one, too, that you can load up quite a few people as a surprise attack. People wouldn't expect that many people to be on that. You have some pretty good engineers. But anyway, so you're in your big tent, and oh yeah, that's right. And in walks Dia. Dia is one of she is your most trusted, your most skillful lieutenant. She's been with you as long as y'all been. She would die for you. She calls out to you. Mistress Tyris, we have a failure and a captive. May I bring them inside? Or do you want them out in the dirt where they belong?
Bring them to the outside of the tent.
They are ready, mistress.
Alright, I stride out.
Alright. You see, there's the big campfire that is always burning, per your request. No one would dare attack you. And it also helps keep scavengers away. You do only have tents, so it keeps the wildlife away when others are not doing their due watch. You're very on short temper with some of these people that just aren't getting to where they need to be. As always, when something like this happens, either the call for blood or those that have not yet seen what happens to the ones that fail you are surrounding, watching, curious, and others are just looking with indignation at the two that are now kneeling and bound before your tent. Bound. As you walk out, you recognize the clothing of one of them.
Cut their ties. They must be praying to the queen.
Okay. Dia and one of the other people that standing right. There's two. There's two. One standing on either side. They're both right here. The captives and one standing on either side. Dia snaps her fingers and one cuts they each cut the binds on each of them. And because of they look, they're still looking down though, and their hands now are at their sides.
Hands and face in their
Okay. They do. Well, one does. The other one looks like they need an assistance from the one next to him, and she puts her foot.
I kick him in the throat.
Okay. So you kick her in the throat.
Yes.
Okay. Roll. She's not bound no more, so you have to roll.
5. What am I using?
That's just a strength brawl.
No brawl, so -1. So I'm going to say 4. 1 success. Nope, no successes.
All right. So you kick her in the face.
Okay.
That's the
That works.
worst.
Yeah. She doesn't take any damage, but humiliation sets in, and she puts the. But you see what looks like she might protest, but she puts her face in the dirt, but you could see as that you do not know this person. So this may be the what they said was the captive. I think that's what I said. Yeah, captive. What do you do? How should these two be treated?
Alright, so one is the captive and one is what?
A
A
failure.
failure.
Okay.
You do, like I said, you do remember sending 2 of your men, but 2 of your people out to collect the, we'll say, monthly toll.
Okay.
And you notice there's only one.
I ask my archers to draw.
They do so, but there's only, at the moment, there's 4. They all draw. They 2 have, they all have short bows.
Alright. And then I tell them to shoot at the dirt right by their head.
Just make sure there's no ones. It's fine. They do.
Okay. I guess that the arrows.
They're definitely intimidated.
Yeah, the arrows go. Next time it will be. Pinning you to the ground.
What is your judgment, mistress?
Why have you failed me?
You're talking to the
Yes.
What?
You have 5 seconds.
Mistress Gilius attacked us. The old dwarf. The one who fights.
He is worthy.
I know not what happened of my comrade.
That is unworthy.
We lost each other in the dark.
That is even more unworthy. You are female. You are better. Why did you lose sight of your teammate?
I heard a growl and a scream, and that was it.
Interesting.
What kind of growl?
Big. Not a little animal.
He may still live. Captive. Captive. Explain.
Explain what?
Shooter. In the hand.
Okay, shoots her in the hand.
One more time.
You are inferior!
One more time. Or
Can you not face me yourself,
One-
wench?
one more time, or you shall become our boar's plaything.
Kill me now.
They are very in this mating season.
What are they doing? Did you tell them to do something, or you're just telling?
No, it's
No.
I'm telling her it is our boar's mating season.
she pulls one of her hands out, pulls it that is pinned to the ground, pulls out the arrow, and starts to look like she's about to stab herself with it.
Oh, fire.
Mm-hmm.
Stab herself.
Mm-hmm.
Like her spirit.
Do not care. She actually did. She actually like fumbled it and got it all.
I want to break her. I like her warrior spirit.
Mistress, if I may.
Yes.
This old one has been too much trouble. I know you've stayed your hand, but I believe with you by our side, let's take what this town rightfully owes us.
I agree. It has been far too long.
I believe I played it in a good way where there's a reason why they haven't fought each other yet.
Because she's scared.
Shut the fuck up.
And then you hear one timid voice. What of the Wanderer?
We will deal with the Wanderer when we get there.
Is he down
Okay.
there?
Throw the captive.
Maybe.
Yeah. Throw the captive in with the boars.
She tries one more time. Hold on. And I'm also having one of the other two trying to grab her. Oh, okay, they succeeded. Okay, so their roll was higher, so they wrestled the arrow from her, and they pulled her away to the boars. And if you wait a bit,
If she survives, we'll deal with her again.
if you wait a bit, you hear, and you hear her start to, against her will, start, crying out. She's very stuck, she's very willful, but,
If the boars do not kill her, she will die. Not a warrior. You hear the weak. You hear the weakness.
if I may, mistress, do we give the failure one last chance?
We will have her lead the attack. She will regain her honor by dying against
We should
her foe.
strike now. There's still much light.
Okay. We will take half.
Okay.
The other half will guard. We ride.
Okay. All right. So this all took a few minutes. Oh, by the way, it's a little bit later. This is like it's the crisp of the morning, pretty much of early morning is gone. So it's still morning, but the sun is not yet hit up high, but it's getting up there. You do not have all horses or have, but you do have some. So you're gonna have some ride together. Okay. All right. Give me some riding checks. It's dexterity and riding.
Where's writing?
It'll say driving. We'll
You
make
didn't
that
give me
right.
any. You didn't give me any drive. Even though you gave me
You
bonus to
may-
mount it.
You may use right now animal kin.
Alright, well 3.
Okay.
Alright, so 7, 15, 3 successes.
Or you're fine with you and your knowledge that you have as far as like watching the horses and everything. For those that look like they're just a little too zealous, you get them on the right track, and they've been wanting this. Most of them have been wanting this, but they haven't dared say anything. But they've been wanting this. They're you've brought up a bloodthirsty lot. So you're not being stealthy at all. You're just riding, right?
Yeah, we're right.
Okay. So it's a bit. What? Oh, you. Jesse getting poked.
I'm getting poked in the butthole.
So it's a bit away. It's a bit away from town. That's how, you all haven't really come across each other just wandering around. But it'll take you about, I'll say 15 minutes of riding to get there. So it's a little ways. And that's riding hard. Go ahead and do another check.
For riding?
Riding and do a perception.
Okay. Riding first. That's slow. 1 success.
And
Wits and what?
Composure.
Composure.
2 successes.
okay. With the sound of the horses and the thudding, you don't hear anything. So, not that. But you feel like you smell something. But you definitely see a little bit of smoke over the treetops. As of yet, you're not quite sure if it's what really direction it's coming from. You didn't really roll super high. You're still a little too far away. But as you get closer to the town, you start seeing the town and everything, and you ride in. And you see a couple. We'll do this real quick. You see a couple. What looks like they're people running around, like they're scurrying. You're making a lot of noise, so it could be just the thundering of hooves. They know something's coming. So what are you gonna do? There's a couple people running, but you're on horses. You're coming up on the first couple, like little houses. So before I switch to someone else, do a couple of attacks.
I missed the first one.
Alright. You do have the person behind you. Do you have someone riding behind on you?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna go ahead and shoot. They see you go to attack the one person, so they're gonna shoot at the other person. It strikes true, and you see them fall. It hits them between their shoulder blades, and they fall.
Okay, now this one's
Hit the dirt. That's
Alright,
your
so
second attack.
I'm using firearms and dexterity.
Oh, so you're gonna shoot? Oh, by the way, sorry. As you were prepping, so you're gonna grab your weapons, right? Because you're about to attack. So you're gonna grab your sword, right? What ranged weapon are you gonna grab? You
So
can grab
now
your-
these dual-handed crossbow, well, double-handed crossbow, whatever. It says +2 what? D? Is that a D?
let me see.
Or is that supposed to
Oh,
be?
that means you can roll 2 dice.
Oh,
One for
Because
each
there's
one.
yeah,
okay. Alright, so yeah, I'm using them.
you're gonna use them. Okay. Now remember, you have your hands on the horse's reins, so you can only use one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I'm using them.
Alright.
Alright, so I rolled once. So, and it's a 2. that's 10. And then dexterity,
Yeah.
4. So that's 14. And then
The modifier.
17.
You did that right. Dex, firearms, and plus. Is it +2? Okay.
4 successes.
Yeah, if you were going to use both, you would have to do the whole writing check to make sure and everything. This way you don't have to worry about it because you only have one.
Drawn.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it was 17, you said?
4 successes.
Wow. All right, so they don't have armor, so yeah, that strikes true as well. Because you're close now, you get them you get them right here, like it's bad, and then they kind of stumble and hit one of the sides of the houses, and then
So do I come across and see anything?
well, you see that there's what looks like a couple houses are on fire right now. Now we're gonna go to Sean. All right, we're gonna read Sean's bio, not his character's bio, Sean's bio. A panther warrior of great skill. He is the lone survivor.
I recently shaved as well.
Yeah. He is the lone survivor from the attack on his village when he was but an infant. Demud Hellstrike came upon the village and saved him from dying to the elements. Fortunately, he was tucked away from the eyes of the invading monsters that attacked and killed his family and his people. Demud was like a father to him and taught him to use his unique skills to his advantage. After finding out his affinity for magic, Demud taught him to use it to boost his already powerful skill set. Cronos was a hunter, but with his gift of magic, Demud emphasized that he could be the hunter. He mentioned there would be a big battle in the coming years, and that Cronos would play a major role. Cronos has become quite adept at his hunting. Sure, hunting animals for meat and glory to kill are all valuable experience and rewarding in its own way. The most recent tasks that his master has given him have been the most difficult and rewarding. Cronos doesn't know what his master has planned yet, but given how pleased he was with him, Cronos is sure Demud has something interesting in store. Double check, yeah, okay. Demud, to better assist Cronos, has trained him in the art of meditation and can be consulted if Cronos is feeling like he needs his master's guidance. Last night, before laying down for sleep, Cronos stopped to meditate and checked in on his master. Demud mentioned that Cronos may soon take part in a test. After Cronos pressed him, Demud mentioned there's not anything he can tell him, or he must pass the test himself. So, we had a rare treat last night. You heard some scuffling, where you had been traveling long, and it's your master had wanted you to.
So my master a monk or something?
He wanted you to, learn more of the world, so not just be where, he is, but to, learn your way. And so you made your way through this is probably one of your longest trips, because after your last task that he had you do, he wanted you to look for new areas and depending on what he wants,
What
tasks.
is my goal in these tasks?
Sometimes to bring. He hasn't told you yet what he's doing, but the last thing you had brought back a warrior of great skill.
Like to him?
Mm-hmm.
Like to be trained?
He did not tell you what.
How? Bring back how? Like persuade him to come back?
Mm,
Capture him?
No, you had to capture him, and it was difficult. This one was very, very trained. But last night you had a rare treat. You don't find every now and then, you've been on moment when the chase was happening, and you got to take down someone chasing. You were chasing yesterday, last night. You thought maybe there was 2 people, but you definitely took down one, and you heard rustling.
Is Cronos a cannibal? Or, like, I don't know if you would consider it a cannibal.
You were not. You were a different species. That is not considered cannibalism.
Okay.
That's considered dinner.
Oh yeah. No, I was like, I wasn't actually going to do this. And I was like, you heard a growl. And I was like, Sean's going to like this. So, that happened last night, but as always is, you woke up hungry. It was morning chill. You ate quite a bit last night, but, you know.
Panther's gotta eat.
Yeah, you gotta eat. Now, by the way, even though he's a panther, he actually can walk upright. But that doesn't mean he can't run on all fours.
Does he wear clothes?
Yes.
He's
Oh.
anthropomorphic.
Yes.
It actually says what clothes you're wearing on your equipment. I believe I
Not
gave
on your
you
forearm.
Fur.
I'm wearing leather cloth.
I gave him fur. That's what I did. I gave him fur.
Probably
Because he's been
panther
living
fur.
off the
I
land.
am wearing fur too, though.
Yeah. That's why you don't have fur. But you can get fur. We'll see. You look at-
I was trying to get a Jaguar growl, but YouTube sucks.
Yeah, I just knew somebody would pick the Panther Warrior. He's awesome. If I'd be playing, I'd pick the damn Panther Warrior. He was my favorite character. So, you woke up, the morning chill. You woke up. If he woke up early, you know, you're a Panther. You're going to wake up early. Because you're going to want when everything's still moving. And there is something moving. Roll a perception.
Wits and composure.
Yes, sir. Ooh, that's good. And I think your wits and composure is not that great, but there's a reason because
Well, wits
composure
is-
does different things.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, 14 is 2 successes?
3,
3.
8, 11, and 14. All right, so 3 successes. That's pretty good. So what you see is a deer. Whenever you're done. What you see,
Are you protecting yourself?
because you were looking, and you had been stalking through the woods, and you move quieter than any human, and from your fur, the sticks and the brush just move right off of you, and you thought before, earlier you thought you heard something, so you're looking, and there it is. A deer was thirsty, took to take a drink, and that's what you see. But you hear something rustle off about 100 feet to your right, but
Okay, so
way
I'm-
back this way.
I'm like on the tree branch, like laying on it like a panther does.
You can.
I'm just sitting there laying with my arms crossed with my chin
All
up.
right. So as you're surveying the scene, as you're surveying the deer, you see it, but you hear
Pick up my head.
well, you do the whole. You hear again, like let's say 50 feet this way is the deer, and 100 feet this way, you hear something, and you're gonna go look. You're gonna turn your head to look.
I'm turning my head.
You see a wolf that looks at the deer, and then he turns and looks at you. And he goes, and he starts crawling towards the deer.
Yeah, I put my head back down. Observing.
You're gonna observe.
Okay.
hunters encounter each other. Ooh, he did good. His hackles are a little raised because he saw what was up in the tree. Looked a little big for a fucking cat. But you see, and it's nice and quiet too. He starts inching closer and closer to that deer. The deer stops, listens. He's quiet. He goes back down and drink immediately when he goes back down and drink. So he's getting closer.
I'm waiting for the moment for the wolf to pounce on the deer, and when that wolf pounces on the deer, I'm gonna go into stealth. I'm gonna move around, and I'm gonna pounce on the wolf.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Oh, I came up with a lot of different things he could do with this. I was going to enjoy this.
So I'm using like his focus on the deer as well as the sound that he makes pouncing, and the trees rustling, and the deer making its noise to kind of like hide my sounds, and use stealth
Okay.
to drop down from the branch and sneak around.
Just double checking. Loot. Okay, just double checking. It's still working. All right. Okay, so for his pounce, he didn't do as good. What that means is sloppy. So that means it wasn't as smooth, which means you might actually do good here. So his pull is still fairly good. It's a fucking wolf. So it's going to be a pounce. That's strength athletics. We'll give him a pull of 6. Alright.
Okay.
So he only got 1 success. But his stealth was good, so that deer did not see him coming. He rolled a 9. It pounced on the
Don't
deer.
make it stealth.
Go ahead.
Do I get any bonuses?
You're going to stealth? No, you don't get bonuses with stealth. You do get bonuses on pouncing, though.
No, I mean like because of the situation.
The situation, because of what you did, I will give you a +1. That for your stealthing,
Stealth
that's
and dexterity.
yeah, we'll say dex stealth. Your stealth should be decent.
17.
What's your pool? 10?
It's 9. Yeah,
So,
9.
okay,
Plus
yeah,
7.
then a +1. Okay, so 17. That's good. That's 4 successes. So your stealth, you just melt off that tree. You melt off of it. You hit the ground like fucking, like just gelatin almost. Just like you were the ground.
You dived into that pool like on that Big John Cone.
So, okay, oh yeah, that was fun. So, how?
Still look fair.
1 second, Justin. So, he's going to drink. So it's a decent little bit of water. It's not just a little puddle. It's going to be kind of like, it's going to be a pond. It's not a lake, but it's a pond. Now there's some brush. So there's a few trees. Not a lot.
I'm moving like
So-
around, like I'm saying
so
like,
you're
right
here?
within the tree line,
Okay.
and moving around to like the backside of the deer.
The backside of the deer is in the wolf's line of sight.
Well, it's the backside of the wolf too.
Okay. Alright, so you're going this way.
Yeah.
Alright. So you go around finding all the good spots to where where you don't see much of you. If it does anything.
the wolf is eating the deer right now.
He just pounced on it.
Okay.
I'm giving you your stealth. Now he's gonna. There. He does not break your perception. I mean your stealth. His perception wasn't that great. You had a really good stealth roll. Okay, you are pretty much free to sneak up on him.
Alright, I'm gonna pounce on him.
Okay, now, real quick, I brought it out.
Fuck it.
You, his special thing is called heightened merit. Yeah.
Yeah, able to dodge a jumping or running attack.
Yes, I actually didn't, because I was in a rush, I actually wasn't able to write everything Rose did. You actually have some more. unable to auto-fail on ambushes, which is what you're doing.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
That's
Gets,
really cool.
he also gets a +4 to initiative. And when in cover, which is what he's doing right now, bonus +4 surprise attacks.
What was the second one you said?
Jesus.
Y'all get more too, but his is all
+4
about
to
that
initiative.
What was the +4 to initiative?
Yeah, which that doesn't matter right now.
I get +4 to my attack.
Those fours, well,
When
I
in
say
cover.
+4. I changed early on. I changed all the +4s to +2s. So what you actually get is a +2. But you
So how exactly do these combos work?
What are y'all doing?
well, what you're going to be doing if you're pouncing, none of those will be applicable because those aren't. I don't think any of those are jumping. Those are all just when you're in melee.
But I mean, like, could I use them after I bounce?
Yeah.
If it's the same turn, it would just get a -1.
Well, if you do good on a pounce, it will actually put you, depending on how you want to do it.
Will it knock him prone?
You could knock him prone or like put him in a grapple.
Like, because if I knock him prone, then I can do maul.
Yeah. Is that what you're going to try to do? Is knock him prone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this tail lash is a 4-hit attack ending with tail lash.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, so if I use a tail lash, I just attack 4 times.
Yeah. However you want to do it.
And can I do that as a jumping attack?
No.
No.
No, that's all close combat attack. That's why I made running and jumping attacks because it make it something separate.
Y'all
Combos
said
is
I'm
something
the dirty
completely
one.
different.
Alright, so dexterity and brawl.
Jumping is normally strength based, so it's going to be jumping is a strength. So you're going to have to do a strength brawl for jump. Well, wait, no, athletics is no because it's a attack. We'll do strength brawl. You get good bonuses, so.
Plus 1 success. Oh wait, I got +2, so that's 2 successes.
Okay. Back. That's unfortunately not enough to knock him prone, but you're on it.
Can I follow up with another attack?
Well, let's see if he can. He now has to meet your because you're basically like in a grapple right now. Not really, but you know, an animal grapple right now. So he has to try and beat your grapple, which what's your strength?
3.
So -3 off the roll. Autofill. Yeah, he sucks. So you have him right now. So you can overpower him and knock him prone.
I think I'm gonna rake him with this tail lash. It says you're doing bashing damage or with enough successes, knock the enemy prone.
Go for it.
Using dexterity and brawl, attack
She
the
taking
enemy
a nap?
3 times.
No, so cool.
But it's okay. Explain this.
Go ahead.
So it says a triple clawing attack ending with a tail attack using dexterity plus brawl 3 times. They take lethal damage equal to the 2 successes. So is that the total successes of all 3 times?
That feels sweet.
It's so weird to not fuck with. I think he's thinking of something.
What that means is because I separated it, because the claws are lethal and the tail is bashing. That's why I said it like that. So your first 3 attacks will be lethal damage. And he's probably now also I didn't explain this earlier. Break actions, they can only do it once in a combo. And I base it off your roll too. So if he like rolls really good, that's probably when you're
What
gonna try.
size is he?
It's a wolf. How big is a wolf?
I don't know. You have me as a 5.
A regular
Well,
wolf.
dwarf is still 5.
Probably 3 or 4.
Because a kid is like 4.
The wolf's smaller than a person. He's a dire wolf.
Let's say size 4. He's not as big as you.
It's still pretty big. Is he 6? The guy we didn't pick?
He's fucking 7.
Seriously?
Yes.
He's half giant.
He's big.
Pretty fucking big.
I almost picked him.
By the way, your size adds to your health. That's another reason why his is so much. So instead of the 5 bonus to your health for your size, he's getting 7. Plus he has 5 stamina. And he's got 8 from the Stalwart
That's
Warrior.
2 successes on the first one.
You see him. I need to see
I'm
him.
doing
still.
like does
He's
the
got
minus
20.
1 increase by another minus 1 for each attack?
Sorry, Justin, say that again?
For each attack after the first one, does that minus 1 penalty increase?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's minus 2 on the next one.
Yeah. So it's nothing, minus 1, minus 2, and then minus 3.
Okay, 1 success.
Alright, so hold
Two,
on.
then
That's 2
one.
attacks. And that was 1 success each.
2 successes on the first one, 1 on the second.
Okay. So he's going to
Die.
He has
try. He's going to try and break it before you knock him prone.
He has 18 health.
Ooh. So you still have him. So this, I'm going to say, because this whole break system is something I invented.
Mm-hmm.
So because he's in a grapple, though, I'm going to minus your strength off of it. So you're actually in a real big advantage here. So right off the bat, that's a 2. It's a 5, but it's a 2. So. Wait.
The second roll was 11.
1
Not 11,
success.
9.
So he got 1 success. That he's got to beat you. So yeah, it's a tie. And defender wins on ties, which technically you're the defender because he's trying to break you.
Okay.
Oh, so let me just start doing damage. Sorry, that first one was 2.
Yeah, it was 2 successes and then 1 and another 1.
Alright, give me a second. We get these bandits off here that got eviscerated. Alright, Wolfie. I'll say he has. Figure out his health. So size
Don't fill
4.
Wait.
Don't fill up.
This
We're about to
is
start
if you
cooking.
get successes higher than the enemy size. So like, when I need to get 4 successes, and is that 4 successes on the tail attack or on the whole thing? Jesus Christ.
Knocking them prone literally gives. It's a really good move because it gives you. They don't get any defense. They can't do anything. And they have to take a turn to get back up. Alright, so. Alright.
Again, minus.
How that happened.
Minus 4 to it.
No, the fourth attack is minus 3.
Well, I already did 1 attack, the jumping attack first.
No, that one won't be. That one's not counting. It's another round now.
Oh. Well, then that third attack would be 2.
Okay, so
'Cause it was 10 if I subtract 3.
so the first one was 2. The second one was 3. 1, and then the third one was 2.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the tail attack?
8, 1 success.
1 success. Okay. And that one's actually bashing. So bashing. All right. So he's right now looking pretty fucked up. He's definitely bleeding, but he's gonna try to try to get back. Huh?
It's only 6 points for winning.
That put him at a chance dice. I had to roll a 10 for that. Yeah, no. Who farted?
Sorry.
It's
your fault.
No, it's not. You're eating chip. You're eating the whole time. You do that every time we play.
Try to stay away.
Alright. So he tried to do it. This is one of the reasons why grapples are good. He tried to do something. He can't do it. So it's your turn. By the way, the deer is actually
So then,
trying to
what
get
was
back
his?
up.
was the what is this gut right now? It says add a strength plus raw roll to any of his other combos. Cause bleeding damage. What does that mean?
It means at the end of that tail lash, you could have added it. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
What is it?
19.
Alright, minus how much? Because that's another attack.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be 4, so 15.
Still 3. God damn. This guy might be toast. Hold on.
Sean's our damage.
He's definitely a rogue. I made him a rogue. Alright, so we have. That was 3, right?
Mhm.
Let's make that lethal. So
Now, this claw thing, like, it specifically states that I strike twice.
Yeah.
Does that still get the penalty on the second one?
Yeah. The reason why there's levels is because the more you go into, the more like you get minuses, and they have a better chance if you. So like if you're fighting like a skilled opponent and they start seeing you like you're attacking, I may wait till like the 3rd or 4th attack where you're overextending yourself. Then I'll fucking break that shit, and they can fucking attack you back. That's why I said high risk, high reward on combos. But this guy,
I just don't see myself ever being able to do this knocking prone thing.
I'm gonna have to look at it. I'm gonna have to look at it because this is me.
Now, maybe if it was successes pulled up.
No, we'll see because, like I said, this is all new. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, oh shit, you know what? That was actually 4 on that bleeding attack. That was great.
He is full lethal. But this is not a human, so he can still try and get away. He don't have to make stamina checks. That's not how
Alright,
that's not
then-
how animals operate. Alright, so now it's your second turn.
Okay.
Yeah. We had to dial back for a second.
Alright, I'm gonna do claw to claw.
Okay.
Or what did you say was that overpowering thing to knock him prone? What is that? How do I do that?
It's not a combo. Not any of these combo attacks. It's a normal thing while you're in a grapple.
What kind of check was that?
It's just a strength roll.
Just a strength roll?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
So you're trying to overpower him to where you have him on
Yeah.
the ground.
Left 2 successes.
Oh, and I actually have been like not even adding his defensive armor, so it's literally like he was prone. That's my bad. But now you said 2?
Yeah, 2 successes.
Okay, so I'm trying to think if I can. I don't think I do. Okay, I'm down.
Okay, cool.
So he's gonna see if he can with the grapple. Oh, he rolled decent. You can feel him fighting you, but your strength is 4, right? Or 3?
Strength is 3.
So 5. Alright, so he's fighting you.
You didn't break it though? Okay, cool.
He's just trying to keep from being prone. But he didn't beat you, so he's still prone. So this may be it right here.
What does that mean?
What's up?
It says, however many attacks you make, roll the dice closest to the number of attacks.
Yeah, I was sleepy when I wrote this one. So go ahead and roll the dice.
7.
So that's how many attacks you make.
Okay.
He's dead.
Alright. Yeah, I may have to tweak this one. It's maybe a little powerful, but how many attacks you made? Roll the dice closest to the number of attacks. Yeah. Why do I word it like that?
A simple one could be like you get a bonus to attack. That way it like helps mitigate the penalty for multiple attacks.
I like how I worded the accent better.
You need to look at mine, or
Yeah, his was literally like, yeah, something similar to that, except his focused on something else. All right, so for now, I think what we'll do for this, until I can figure out maybe a way of tweaking that, because that is a lot of damage. Add a +7 to your roll.
Okay. What we could do maybe like do a D4. Just specifically
No, this
say
is fine.
do a roll a D4 to see how many times you attack.
Yeah, I may have to do that.
5 plus 7 is 12. But wait, what am I?
It's strength roll.
Strength roll. All the other ones use dexterity roll though.
Oh, dexterity roll. I forgot he was like that. Oh, so you need like caffeine tests.
21.
Oh, so 5 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. So he just took 5 lethal.
Oh, and
You know?
got ripped.
Oh yeah.
That's 15, so 3 bleeding.
He's dead. That exactly killed him.
Nice.
He's eviscerated.
All right, now for the deer.
How? Well, oh, by the way, the deer's getting up. Hold on. You asked me about the gut rip on the first turn, so I forgot. But I rolled and he got up.
Mm.
So I have to roll for to see if he can get away. Oh, he rolled good. So you're gonna have to chase him.
All right.
It took 3 turns for the wolf.
My speed's 13.
He's a deer though, so I mean, it just roll. Right
No,
now
add
he
to
has, yeah, he has. You don't add speed to it. It's just you do. Right now do strength stamina, and he's low strength.
11.
So 6. Yeah, so he rolled 3 successes with a crit, so 4.
I'll
So
just let it go.
you gonna let him go?
I got the wolf.
Okay. He has no idea what the fuck happened, but he got away.
I mean, that happens all the time.
It was a little young
predators
buck.
into fighting each other
Yeah.
over prey, and then
Yeah.
one kills the other, the prey gets
Like I
wet.
said, I had many different options of how this would have happened. I'm just glad he got to fight the wolf. That was cool.
I got to kill the wolf.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much fighting.
No, the wolf ain't gonna take you on. Wolf probably would have been better than fighting a bandit, though, but you managed to get him. Alright, so, what are you gonna do with him?
Eat him.
Okay.
I'm basically a panther, right? I'm just like a humanoid panther.
You're a humanoid panther.
Alright, yeah, I'm not gonna bother cooking them.
Hmm?
I'm not
You're,
gonna bother
you're a
cooking them.
furry, and you got into the costume, and turned out the costume was curvy.
I even write here a one-sided battle ensues. Okay. Roll perception. Wits composure.
I want a lot of fours.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying, after with all this that took place, didn't take long. Combat is 3 seconds per round. So you it's like after the eating, so you're probably done. You stripped them. You stripped them, right? You ate them all the way down to the bone.
Looks like a fool.
So probably about 10 minutes. We'll give it that. I can't think of
15
anything
minutes.
longer. Yeah. We'll give it a little bit. Say 15 minutes because you wash yourself off in the pond.
Yeah.
All right. So what'd you get on the perception?
1 success, I got a 10.
Hold on. Okay. You think you hear something off in the distance. Kind of like a deck. It's not like a cry.
Like
Like a yell.
a distress. Crying distress.
Like a crying pain.
Alright, we'll investigate.
Okay.
How far away did it sound?
Decently far. I'll say
I'm fucking sick of these people calling me.
it sounds like about, we'll say 300 yards.
Okay, so I'll run for about 200.
Okay.
Or 300 yards is a lot. I'll run for like 250. And then once I get within like 30 to 50 yards, I'll start doing stealth.
Okay. Roll stuff. Your pool's good though. Might be okay.
I think it's 9, so 2 successes.
You okay with it? What is he doing?
I don't know.
Eating.
Eating.
Okay. Eating like he has been doing. I don't think he stopped eating. So you got 2 successes, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Why me?
you sneak up on him. Sorry, you start sneaking, and you're hearing because you cover ground pretty quick. You are pretty fast. And you start hearing voices. You even smell that copper. You smell filth, like unwashed, and you smell blood. But you also hear like rough voices and stuff. And you see as you get closer, you're gonna like there's like some rocks, like big rocks up ahead.
Climb a tree.
Climb a tree.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay, climb a tree. You don't need to check for that. You can climb it pretty easily, and you already rolled for stealth. So you see a group of people, rough sword, some ragged clothing, some wielding clubs, some wielding claws, a bunch of horses, and a robed individual. On your vantage, you actually see a dude tied up to the tree, and there's blood kind of seeping through this, and you see his throat is gashed. And you also see, from your vantage, you see what looks like a very stocky man, kind of huddled down near a log, also watching the scene, very curiously, but a look of determination on his
You ready
face.
to retcon some shit?
Some determination on his face. Then you also feel that scanning, but as the red robe figure looks around, and you especially see some like red light behind the shadow of the hood, and
What kind of red light? Like, is the whole thing
Embers.
lit with red, or is it like
no, it's
little-
just pinpoints.
right, like
It's like
eyes?
it's not. It doesn't. It looks like eyes, but it's not a definite shape. And then you start to see. They start taking off towards the direction where you may think there's a settlement.
What is
He-
the dude behind the log do?
He starts getting up and taking off.
Same direction.
Smells.
Does he like go under the tree that I'm in?
No, they're hitting, like away.
Oh,
from
they're
it.
okay. All right, follow again.
So, go ahead and roll a strength stamina for me.
You being stacked.
Okay, so if you're just following this guy, you actually keep pace. He's pretty fast. Like, this guy is.
I'm on all fours.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
booking it.
I know you are. This guy, though, is booking it. You're like, whoa, for a human, he's moving. And he is
I
not.
might actually break a sweat.
Yeah, he is not breathing hard yet. Like, he is moving. And you're in love with his back. The muscles. He smells
Nice,
good.
Juicy.
He smells good.
That flight.
Rear end.
He smells good.
The Angus beef.
I'm talking
I
about
think I'm
this.
allowed to make another character.
You didn't make this one.
I know.
You don't get to make one.
So,
Yeah.
There is one
There's
extra.
another character.
that one is interesting. Damn. I would not want to happen to see if you pounced him. So you kind of keep pace with him. Did you want to, if you see you already guessed the direction, you know there's a settlement over there. Did you want to follow him all the way in, or did you want to try and go and,
I'm curious.
okay, so you're going to follow him?
Curiosity ain't killing this guy.
No. Okay, so, you're, roll a stealth. You're doing pretty good. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, so you get into, you start seeing them come in, and you hear a weird sound coming out of his mouth. So you're the animal, and you heard those guys talking, and you think maybe he's maybe kin to him, and maybe a bit retarded. But as you go in, you see, you very clearly. Hold on. I shouldn't have said that. They broke the game. Jessica, can I get some tea, please? You're trying to wake up anyway, right? Oh, it's almost 6.
You on my red light?
You drink half
Maybe
of it.
later.
Just pour it in a solo cup. Drink half of it.
Maybe later.
So, anyway, so you see, as long as you're still following them, like I don't know, like when you get near the town, you want to like get up high at his vantage. You want to do
If
that?
I can. I don't know if
There's
it's-
it's not near the town, but there is a fairly tall tree, and there's like like a little
What's the
tall boulder.
How tall is the nearest building?
That's a good question. Well, about tall as this.
How
Well,
tall are
actually-
the other buildings?
The tallest building is you don't see it, but it's you see kind of like in the
The
distance
top of it.
is the church,
Wait,
but that's where everyone you can see.
Well,
everyone.
I'll climb up the nearest building. And it's kinda
Okay,
like
it's probably it's gonna be a story tall, but I mean it's a good 20 feet in the air. It's got a fairly high.
and it's
wooden
kind of
roof,
the
yeah.
chimney. So.
So I'm guessing hiding behind, like kind of around the chimney and looking.
Little Santa Claus.
Yeah. You're Krampus. They got it all wrong. It's not a goat. It's a panther. So you start seeing people running towards like this building, and you see this.
I lay down like at the tip of the house. I'm like sitting down, just like laying down like I was on the tree branch, just like watching.
And you see this older dwarf guy run. Oh, you do see him huffing and puffing, trying to get outwards, and you see exchange. And you see him. Well, actually, no. You saw him exchange, but then you saw people running, and then you see a little kid. He go get the kid, bring it back into the. Go head towards the big building in the distance. Yeah, I know. Little boys are delicious, right, Des? So
Fucking pedophile.
It's horrible because when the little boy was by himself, I was like, you better hope your village doesn't have
we have
a
4 minutes. So anyway, so you see that, and that's when you. Well, you probably don't need to roll perception for this, but go ahead. Your pull is 6. So 1 success?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1 success. So you kind of hear, it's not a large village, but it's decent. And you hear what sounds like some screaming off in the distance.
Like further on, like on the other
Like
side of the
other
village.
direction, yeah. You also think you hear horses. Like
how close is the next building?
You could probably jump that far.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
It's a great,
I'm gonna go roof hopping,
yeah.
try to get a better look.
I know how I'm ending this now. It's good.
Is it strength?
Strength athletics.
Or dexterity athletics?
No, it's strength athletics. That's jumping.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good one.
15.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you made it. So you jump to the. You're jumping to the.
I'm just going building to building
Okay.
until I can get to where I can see what's going on.
All right, so it takes. There's not that many. There's not a great many houses here, but they're staggered in such a way that you have to do as a weird roundabout.
Mhm.
But you start to see more than you know. You don't see the horses per se, but you see the dust that had flown up behind them. So you saw the direction they came from. But it's sound. You start hearing Justin. You start hearing some cries, a couple cries, but you definitely hear like what sounded like what you're familiar with, what sounded like a crossbow.
And do these people look like the same people I saw before?
You don't see them yet. You just heard it.
Oh.
You need to you need to get a little bit closer if you want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You keep going closer, then you see a bunch of what looks like angry women riding horses, like getting fucked. Their horses are on their back, just not no, they're riding horses. They ran in, and it was like they're like, so you don't really know why they're here, but it doesn't look like the people that you saw earlier. It's definitely not this sexy hunk of beef, and not that gristle.
I'm looking for some more choice cuts.
Yes. So, I'm going to give each of you one thing to do real quick. We have 1 minute before I end it. So, let's go and
lay down and watch.
go lay down and watch. You, what are you doing? Left off, and you had told him what happened.
I'm going to regroup with him and get battle ready. Go ahead and get my axes out.
Okay.
I'm gonna reload my crossbow.
Nice. Well, you already did that. What
Okay.
else are you doing?
I'm getting my hammer and shield ready because I'm only gonna shoot the crossbow once, and then I'm switching.
Well, it's already ready,
I know.
I would think. But you're going to get it ready?
Yeah, for the one shot.
You could do a perception.
I'm with him in front of the church.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't mean to hit you.
You're good.
Alright. I mean, you can do a perception check or whatever, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
I want to do a perception check as well. But I do want to be...
Perception since I'm watching.
Yes. You may all roll perception checks, but I want y'all to do something too. Like if you're, just tell me if you're going to do something. Like like you're getting ready. Like what are you doing when you're getting ready? So your roll. What'd you roll for perception?
15.
All right, remember that.
One success.
1 success. You roll low.
rolled a 2.
Your perception's pretty good.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Yeah, he's got like an 8, 7, 8.
Yeah, it's pretty
He's
good.
got a good pool.
Like I said, I'm just getting my.
One success.
You got 1 success.
I know what I want to do.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna be over there with him by the church, getting ready, battle ready and everything. But I also want to go ahead and heal. I want to use my medicine.
Okay. Go for it. That's going to be wits medicine. You don't have to erase nothing.
8. That's-
All right. What this will do is this will stop the bleeding. Okay. And maybe if there's any like wolves or something around, I'm not telling you what's out here yet. They won't like pick up your scent. That's blood.
Now,
You
what about
have
this
some.
lethal
One
attack?
wolf that won't.
What's that?
What about this lethal attack?
Erase it. Sorry, when I said you don't have to erase it, what I meant is you have to wait till you roll. Turn that to a bashing. So 1 line, not 2. Okay. So that means you're now. It's you know how like when you.
It's injured. It's
Yeah, you know how when you like
Yeah.
scrape your leg or something, it's real like bumping bad, but it's not bleeding no more. But you touch it. That's. I mean, it's really bad. It's worse than that. But that's. And what are you doing?
I'm gonna shoot
What was your
his
perception?
1 success.
Okay.
I think. 3, 4, 5.
You want to get in cover anywhere? Do
Eight.
you wanna...
Oh, he's defending. No, what
Yeah,
are you doing?
1 success. I'm shooting his horse in the head,
Yeah.
making it front flip.
Uh,
He's the
We
enemy
don't see
right
them
now.
yet.
I don't think you can see him yet.
I'm getting ready.
Dude, you don't even know he's here.
Your horse is going down.
So, what? Unless you see Justin, what are you doing?
I'm standing on his shoulder, shooting his horse.
You can stand on his shoulders, but I think you can tank better when you're on the ground.
Yeah. I'm just getting battle ready in front of to
Oh.
defend the.
Unless you go, toss me.
No, dwarves don't like being tossed. You're not
Do we
tossing
have-
me.
Listen here. Is there anything nearby to help barricade up the church?
Ooh, that's good.
Well, he's got a bunch of random shit in that target area, so there's probably going to be some good lumber.
Let's do
Let's
Some
barricade.
hay, but I would not
I
throw
wouldn't
hay in
do
your
hay.
building.
They catch it on fire.
No, you may be able to find some
We can't get
barrels.
in the building. Let's just burn it
but,
down.
There are some barrels of oil that you could probably use for something else.
We could set that up where they
Yeah,
come in from.
but for a trap.
That's why I said
We're
for
gonna
something
leak
else.
the oil
Careful with the.
in the roads of the
boarding up
town.
people. You fucking barricading that door. You might just trap them inside the burning building.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of barricading the
let me
building,
write down for me, please, because it takes a while to listen to
Yeah.
a couple hour long thing, and I can try to write it down, but write it down in your scratch paper what exactly you're doing.
so instead
Because
of
right after this we're ending.
so instead of barricading, we're gonna set
You're
up
good.
traps.
Set up traps.
I'm doing what Panthers does.
You like your character?
I get to observe.
Huh?
I get to observe.
All right. And remember your perception checks. We are going to do that. Whenever we finish these 2 people.
Oh, I am gonna groom myself a little bit.
Okay. You find a nice little hunk of wolf you missed. You should feel ashamed. So
I'll save it
y'all
for
are
later.
setting up a trap and barricading.
No, we chose not to
We're
barricade.
just gonna set the trap.
Okay.
We're gonna pour oil on the roads.
Okay.
You should
Would
grab a
be, I
torch.
wonder if you could barricade a vacated house after you put the oil in there and set it up the way if they barricade in.
You got one
it
shot on your
blows
crossbow,
up.
right?
Huh?
You got one shot on your crossbow, right?
Yeah.
Fucking light that fair.
So what I think we should do,
Did you hear me?
Barricade a house.
With the oil inside and maybe get it when they break through, blow up.
well, they're coming in through the road, right? So they're going to come to us. What about that road where they're coming in from?
You could light it on fire.
Have
Put some hay down there. fucking-
have barrels or haze by the building
yeah.
and
put
oil
the barrels
trail
behind
next
the
to
hay.
it. And as they get close to us, pop
Yeah.
it.
What you could do, because their horses, this is OOC. This is me because I like cool shit. What
When
Sean
they're
said.
jumping over.
When
the
they're
barrels.
jumping over, exactly. You
Blow
fucking
it.
hit it, and that's when they're jumping over, then boom, you could do that. So anyway,
That cuts the numbers in half too.
so that's
To
what
flip the horse.
y'all are
I
doing.
get to flip a horse.
Maybe
Now,
Not the one I want.
what are you doing? What was your perception?
Oh, it was 13, so 2.
Okay, and what are you doing? Did you write it down? The 2 successes? Just in case. You forget a lot, that's why I'm telling you.
Okay. I'm riding.
You rode in and you and one other person, your person on your back, shot those 2 guys. Those fucking guys that deserve it. So what else are you doing?
Those are my
I ride in
townspeople.
further. I ride in further.
Okay. And that's what you're gonna do is ride in further?
What do I see?
Well, I mean, you're doing one thing. I'm gonna go it all in order.
Alright, do I see that the town is on fire?
What's not? Well, you see like one of the, you see like a building is on fire further down.
Alright, so I'm going to yell.
Like to the yell.
Mhm.
Roll for it. Strength expression. Stamina expression. Sorry.
10.
That's a 0.
What do you yell? Battle cry.
Give me a second.
It's got a thing.
Quit it! Strength is 3. Expression is 1. So
At least it's not
4.
unskilled.
So
I made you
14,
social because you own your own bandage.
14. So 3 plus 1, 4 successes.
All right. What do you yell?
I yell, "Who dares attack what is mine?"
Okay. What are you doing? You say grooming. What was your perception?
15.
All right, cool. 3 successes. So 3 successes. Yours was 2.
Yeah.
1.
And by the way,
What was
I
yours?
instead of reloading,
Perception.
1 success.
instead of reloading my one, I pull out my other one.
Okay, cool.
What do you do with the one you have?
You just
Put it up.
you go put it on your belt.
Toss it.
No, I'm not throwing it away.
The panther.
This
You
is
just
broken.
see.
All right.
No, what you see is a tail hanging from a limb, and it goes and grabs the crossbow, and it goes back up.
All right, so want me to write down what I yelled?
No, you don't have to do that. I just want to make sure you know what you're doing, because by the time
When we
we're about to end it, I want you to remember what you're doing.
Pulling out armed.
Cross pistol.
All right, so I'm gonna go here, 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 and here. Make sure y'all remember what y'all wrote.
Make sure you good with this.
Yeah, y'all are working together.
Yes.
Y'all both rolled 1 on y'all's perception, right?
And we're there. Us. Yeah, we both rolled a 1.
Okay.
Town people.
And you rolled a 2, and he rolled a 3. That's gonna be interesting.
This is what I know the buildings are vague, but roughly
If
an
I
idea.
rolled higher, it would have
That's
been amazing.
that's
my,
the idea.
My pull is 9. She's very perceptive. Just rolled low. Did I get a bonus?
Yeah, but the house is gonna with the any horses jumping over. That's gonna be on the road, not in the house. But no, it's still good. Okay, so all right. So what happens?
Well, I mean, like that line is where the oil goes from house to house.
I got you.
Yeah.
And
So,
there's barrels on the
Y'all
line,
have
too.
y'all have enough time to do across one of the roads.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
All right. And if y'all are stocking up near a house, y'all can only do one house.
We're doing the main road.
Okay. All right. So what happens is, as y'all go ahead and you would warn warn him, and he had a game plan going. Everybody's getting eventually gets into the church, and you had a pretty good idea. Both of y'all did about setting up some traps and stuff, and between the both of y'all both hoist up a barrel. Y'all are strong enough, you don't have to do it. Fucking get that shit down there. Y'all had already loaded up the hay right in front of it. You come in and you come in wanting blood, and you yell out, "Who attacks what is mine?"
Who dares attack
Who da-
what is mine?
Yeah, and now you guys don't hear that.
This guy.
You guys don't hear that. You do. So you hear.
Do I see where it came from?
Yes. It's you see. You said half. So we'll say of your people came with you.
Yes.
So we'll say you see roughly 20. Looks like pretty rough, pretty tough for the most part. Amazonian, or not Amazonian, but women riding horses. There's not some of them are riding together, and all wielding what looks like bladed weapons or bows, some type of bow.
I'm just like, this bitch is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I know the nature.
Yeah.
Fucking, you don't get to just come in here and start claiming what's yours.
Yeah, and so you hear that. So right now, basically, to let you
Do
know.
I see the house or the building that's on fire?
Yeah, there's one off.
It's supposed to
And
be
this is what I'm
smoke.
about to get. Yeah, what I'm about to get to. You see, you actually see, and this was in the far area, away from the actually in a different area. It's not the road that go, which you would figure out goes where y'all were. This was in a completely different direction.
So a third direction.
And you see what looks like a couple of them rough guys that are like setting some of the houses on fire, and look like you see a unconscious body on the ground, and they one of them is holding up what looks like a baby with a limp. It's like the head is lolling, and broke its neck, and you can't at this see what sex the baby is, but it's dead. And yeah, and then everyone hears okay. A loud roar. All right.
I was hoping it ended with absurd.
No, it's a different game. I'm sorry.
Dare they attack my village?
You're
Imagine
village.
just random parts of absurd just popping up in there though.
I'm sorry, absurd wasn't in here.
Fucking, when your slave Ginger like goes into the fucking your laptop and like adds on.
Normally,
file.
normally,
Absurd.
normally at the end of this, I normally talk about get to divvy up experience and stuff, but that's going to happen when you actually create your own characters. These guys are built up. But I am going to talk about cool points. I really like how each of y'all, that I can talk in turn, like Ginger in particular. Okay, you were
Creative.
yeah, very creative. You liked and I see why you picked the person. He was out in the woods. You loved that thing, and he was all cooking up that deer. That you didn't get to eat.
No.
You didn't. I'm just letting you know.
I know, I'm
You
aware.
didn't get to eat
Trying
that
to
deer.
fight on an empty stomach.
And right now, it's burnt.
Oh, I know.
That thing is charred beyond
I'm
recognition.
aware.
So these guys had, the guys that come up, and you took them down, that one down like nothing. He went down, and you kind of thought on your feet, but I think you did pretty well with when you finding the situation, and you even went back to scout, which I was ready for. You went back to scout. You saw what was going on, despite picking. Hey, do it. You decided to just warn the town. Jesse, first time playing this system, I think you did really well. Looked like you had a lot of fun. There was a couple people where you could play around like his, where there wasn't like stuff immediately to fight. So I'm glad that y'all got to do that. But I think you did pretty good, and I like what you did. But when it came to both y'all working together, I think it was very easy.
We worked well together.
Yeah, y'all worked very well together, and I think that's going to be something I'm going to keep looking forward to.
They are friends after all.
Yeah.
And
They're
Justin,
butt friends.
that was
Oh
interesting.
my.
Like, I was not expecting her to be that sadistic, but that was cool.
She gained.
I really
she
like
has to-
the arrow part. Yeah.
She
That was
has
cool.
to be.
But I wanted to wanted to see what you did with it, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I liked how bloodthirsty you were when you came in. You just immediately started swinging, so that was cool. And she may be a little oversighted, thinking this is just her place. But,
It is her place.
We'll see what happens. And finally, Sean. First of all, World of Darkness. What'd you think?
It's an interesting system.
Okay. I think I liked what you did. You found a character, and I knew if no one else picked it, you were gonna probably pick this guy.
Oh, that's stealth.
Yeah. And so I liked the whole what you did. You just took out the wolf. Like, why kill the deer? I can take the wolf. So that was pretty cool. And while I was expecting kind of what you did, I was kind of interested that you just were kind of like following, well, what's happening? What's going to happen? And I was half expecting maybe to retcon some stuff, depending on if he took your legs out or
I
something.
did throw you off.
I mean, I can roll with it, but it looked like he might, and he did good. He could have taken your legs out, but that probably wouldn't be a fight you want to fight. That would have gotten bloody. Both of y'all would have gotten bloody. But overall, I think it went well. I just, unfortunately, I hate that we have to end it now, but it's a good part. You're all you're all together.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
He's
But
the
you're all-
bad guy right now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. If
How
I
dare you
saw
kill that baby?
It was not me. I was gonna say something if I saw him.
Him? Why him?
'Cause he's the Wanderer.
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's one who's worthy for my bed and seed.
And seed? Is she a food? She's not a food,
No, his seed.
Oh, I thought you said my seed.
No.
I was like, what the fuck? Alright, so, yeah, go. What do you think? What'd you think of this?
I had a lot of fun with this. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the new concept you had for the combos. That was a little different at first, but I want to play with that
Like
some
I
more.
said, high risk, high reward. I may have to tweak some things. I had a hard time figuring out Cronos' last ability, and I may have made it overpowered.
When I first started off, I was being cautious from playing with you guys a few times.
You know I'm never gonna...
I was one to be careful in case it was one of them. Especially since I was playing a barbarian.
I especially made it, like, once you stayed for a second, you knew it wasn't him.
Yeah, and once I started attacking and I felt OP, I'm like, and then he wants to, go on, fight them. I saw there's 15 of them, and you gave me, and I felt, in my opinion, the warning, asked you how tough they were. And you gave me a description. I'm like, okay, don't engage.
Not saying you can't take them, but there was quite a few.
Yeah.
You could have taken
I
him.
wasn't sure if those bandits were gonna be mine or not, but if that guy had come back, he was not gonna be alive.
The two that I was fighting.
That was my plan. Like, I was gonna shoot him for being a failure.
Jesse.
I liked it.
Mhm.
It was a lot of fun.
Alright, glad you liked it, man.
Yeah.
Looked like you had fun.
I did. I'm with my buddy now.
That it? I'm just making sure.
Oh, we're gonna be sharing a tent.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
gosh.
Everything.
You don't have a choice.
No, you don't.
Uh,
Dwarfs give off a lot of heat.
and I'm just making sure. Is that it? You want me to move to Justin?
Yeah.
Anything
I'm
else
good.
you want to add?
No, I'm
Okay.
good.
Justin, what do you think?
I love that.
Golden Axe.
Yes, it was awesome.
Happy birthday, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basic, like they already know, but because it was your birthday, and especially because these are pre-established characters in the Golden Axe game, I wanted to give them kind of, with the exception of Cronos, I had to do a lot of weird shit to his magic, but I think I made it work, because all his magic was just Falkore. I was like, man, come on, I gotta make this good. So I made it like debuffing, instead of just damage. I was like, how the fuck does fog do? I was like, oh, you bring wolves out. But so
I was enjoying it. I liked she was a little bit more evil than the others?
Her story, I changed. I did not like. She was like a princess or something, so I changed her backstory.
Is it a JRPG?
No,
It's not.
it's a hack and slash.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Old
Like-
school hack and slash from Genesis.
Like there's the little bit of a story, and then you
just
go
get
in
back
and
and
then
start
you
kicking
start
ass.
killing people.
Yeah. But it's not easy combat. It's not like playing Streets of Rage. What do you think?
I like it. I like the character.
Well, I'm glad you liked your character.
I like a few of the. I do like the combo stuff and all that kind of stuff. Just need to figure out, I guess balancing.
Yeah, I need to work on a couple things. And I'll be doing that because I have
to help with that.
and I have my own pages too, so I don't have to take out of these.
Because
Yeah.
I've done my share of homebrew stuff, so I
Okay.
my 2 cents.
All right. Well,
I am curious on something.
what's up?
Is this gonna be like the other game that you're running, where it's gonna be just kind of maybe once a year you might run it, or
I'm gonna try to run them more. I don't want to do once a year. I only did that. Like I was working hard on this, and then the COVID happened, and then there was like 3-4 months I didn't do shit.
okay.
But like I worked out like almost all the combos like before COVID happened, and then I had to fine tune them.
So, as long as everyone wants to keep on, if we get to a certain point, we're gonna still play with these characters, or are you gonna let us make our own?
No, you're going to make your own. There's
Can
going
I
to be a point.
recreate him?
There'll be an option. But yeah, there. You'll see when it gets to a point when you're like, oh, okay.
I kind of want to make like Panther Warrior, like the Yu-Gi-Oh card.
So, eventually to a point, yeah, there'll be a time where it's like, okay, these guys are done for now, and then y'all can create your own characters,
Interesting.
and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
And there'll be options. It's not just going to be, oh, you can create a half giant, a human warrior, a human female warrior, or a panther warrior. If y'all had picked him, y'all might have seen one of the other things y'all could have picked.
I almost did pick that, and I was gonna do a very unique voice.
That was a half giant, right?
Okay. Oops. All right. That's probably it. So we should probably end it.
Alright, let's go get a girl going.